3 of York Revolution baseball. Game 3 of the series, Game 3 of the season. The Revs a 2-0 start and looking to stay unbeaten tonight as they host the Lancaster Barnstormers here at People's Bank Park. Hi again, everybody. Daryl Henry alongside Michael Mark Antonini. Welcome to Revs baseball here on a cool and cloudy evening. Some rain came through, wiping out Barnstormers BP. It was much warmer earlier in the day, but the tarp has been brought off the field, and we are getting set to play on time here tonight. And Michael, these first 2 games, very different games. Thursday was nip and tuck throughout, Revs maintaining a 1-run lead through the middle, the end, and the finish of the game. Last night they broke out early and rode that to a 9-4 win.
Absolutely. Well, when you don't score over your final 5 at-bats at the plate, you know, that's not usually a winning formula, but when you pound out 9 runs over the first 3 frames, that's going to set the tone throughout, and the Revs cruised last night. It wasn't a situation where they got complacent. It's just that the bullpen for the Barnstormers dominated. Give them credit. And it's just one of those cases where they got the runs early and then just couldn't do much later, but luckily they got out to a big enough lead and they were able to hold on pretty easily.
Well, if you weren't with us, some of the highlights from last night, they were down 1-0 in the first inning. Jose Cuevas tied it with a single, and with 2 men on, Zach Wilson gave the Revs the lead. Stretch the pitch, and a swing and a well-hit ball, deep left field, it is gone! Zach Wilson, his first Revolution home run! A 3-run shot, it clears the arch nemesis in left, and the Revs erupt for a 4 spot here in the first inning tonight and lead it 4-1. They were not finished. Later in the inning, Luis Cruz with a 2-out knock. Pitch, swing, and he bleeds one. It's going to get into right down the line, and around third is Silva. He will score. Sometimes placement is everything. It's a 5-run first inning and a 5-1 Revs lead. In the second inning, Ross Detweiler struck out the first 2, ran into some 2-out trouble, and with the bases loaded, fell behind Blake Galen, but a big comeback to keep the lead at 5-1. And the 2-2. Strike 3 called. Fastball at 90. He comes right back to get him looking. Strikes out the side in the second inning and leaves him loaded. Now, he was behind 2-0, but got him. The Revs would add to the lead on a wild pitch in the second, and then in the third, Travis Witherspoon doing some damage. 1-1. Swing and a line drive. Base hit the other way. Down the line in right field. Dent will score. Cruz heading to third, and Spoon is in with an RBI double. 7-1 here in the bottom of the third inning. And those 2 would score as well when Alexi Casilla was at the plate. Pitch is chopped softly. He's going to dig. Charging Bortnick. Barehand throw. Got away. Both runs are going to score. And Casilla rounded first. Thought better of it. But 2 runs home. And it's 9-1. And that was more than enough. Revs would finish off a 9-4 victory. Junior Rincon on the hill in the 9th. Here's the 1-0. Swing, and he pops him up. Shallow right, Mitchell in, Casilla out. Alexi's got it, game over. And the Revs are 2-0. It's a 9-4 win here in Game 2 of the season tonight. So tonight it'll be Mitch Atkins making his Revs debut. Nate Reed will go for the Barnstormers, the former Rev. And coming up on our pregame show, we'll have a chat with Revs first baseman and DH Zach Wilson, who hit his first Revolution home run last night. Also drove in his first runs with the team. We'll chat with Zach coming up. We'll hear from Mace here in just a bit as well. A couple of roster moves earlier today. Joe Van Meter inactive. He's at a wedding. As Josh Kimborowicz was activated, he's feeling a little bit better. Delta Cleary Jr. was released earlier today. He wasn't quite right coming into camp, and we'll hear from Mace about that move on pregame as well. First pitch is set for 6:30 here tonight on a cool and cloudy evening, but we're going to play baseball on time here in York on Sports Radio 1350 WOYK.
Dale E. Anstein is a personal injury law firm that specializes in auto and motorcycle accidents, workers' compensation, and personal injury cases. Anstein has been proudly protecting the injured in Central PA for more than 40 years and is proud to support the York Revolution. At Dale E. Anstein, consultations are always free, and there is no fee unless they win the case for you. To learn more about Dale E. Anstein, or if you're in need of representation, go to AnsteinLaw.com. That's ANSTINE law.com.
We are your auto loan experts. Hello, I'm Sue DeStefano, President and CEO of First Capital Federal Credit Union. With terms you can trust and competitive rates as low as 2.49% APR, First Capital is the first place to go when you're looking for an auto loan. At First Capital, you're a member, not just a number. You can apply for your loan online at firstcapitalfcu.com or stop by any of our branches. First Capital, putting you first. Federally insured by NCUA.
First Capital Federal Credit Union.
Is your backyard an inspiration or more like an eyesore? Get your backyard ready for summer with Penn Dutch Structures. Our selection of Amish-crafted sheds, swing sets, gazebos, and outdoor furniture includes everything you need to play, relax, and entertain all summer long. Take advantage of big savings on our in-stock or built-to-order sheds, or enjoy free delivery and assembly on any of our vinyl swing sets. See our impressive selection of outdoor structures at the Markets at Shrewsbury, located off I-83 on the Susquehanna Trail.
Need to get some cash? No problem. Head to Royal Farms, step up to the ATM, and
get your cash for nothing, cause there is no fee.
Yep, that's the way we do it at Royal Farms. Some retailers charge to use their ATMs. We don't. Our ATMs are surcharge free, so you can always get
cash for nothing, cause there is no fee.
Anytime at all Royal Farms ATMs.
A bank or credit card fee may apply.
Buying or selling? The auction houses of Dover and Mount Royal have you covered. From selling full estates to taking consignments on good, clean merchandise. Join us for weekly in-house auctions at Mount Royal. With food served during weekly auctions and 3 certified appraisers on staff, our friendly and courteous team will make the process easy and enjoyable. We offer a great deal on real estate, selling at 3% instead of real estate agents' commission rate of 6%. For more information, visit our Facebook page, call us at 717-963-3190, or visit our websites at www.theauctionhouseofdover.com and www.mtroyalauction.com.
York Country Day School is an independent college preparatory school. It inspires and nurtures the innovative and creative spirit of students as they pursue their intellectual promise. At York Country Day School, students are known and valued, which allows them to engage as compassionate, bold, and active citizens as they identify a purpose outside of themselves and generate the call to better the world. York Country Day School is currently enrolling students beginning at age 2 years, 7 months through grade 12. We invite you to visit for a day and stay for the education of a lifetime. For more information, visit www.ycds.org.
Listen live, on demand, and on the go. Download the new WOYK app on the Apple and Google Play stores today.
Welcome back. Pregame at People's Bank Park tonight. The Revs and the Barnstormers in Game 3 of the series, and we're joined by Revs first baseman and DH Zach Wilson, who got the offense really going last night. Zach, congratulations on the home run, and seeing you over the years with Southern Maryland coming here. How much did you enjoy playing in York as a visiting player, and for that matter, hitting here in this stadium?
Oh man, I always loved coming here. It was always, the atmosphere here is great. It was always a great time here, and I love hitting here. It's a great park to hit at. That wall is definitely fun to hit. Yeah, I mean, it takes away a lot of doubles, but it's still fun to try to leg them out and see what happens. But yeah, I love this place.
Well, you've been here for a couple of weeks now, a chilly spring training, but now that you're in the York uniform, how have you enjoyed calling it home here, albeit a relatively brief time so far?
Oh, it's been great. We got a great group of guys that are the whole clubhouse just meshes really well, and you can already tell on the field it's showing, and it's going to be a good year.
How did it come together for you to get in touch with Mace and make this signing here in York a reality?
I actually got in touch with a couple of my buddies that played here before, and I was wondering, I didn't know if they still needed a first baseman or whatnot, and I just got contact with Mace, and he said yeah. So, and from there on, I was like, all right, let's do it.
Talking with Zach Wilson. Well, Last year, I mean, one of the most unique stories that any player, I think, would have to go through, and you were having a great year and everything, and then obviously the blood clot ailment that you overcame. How did you know that something wasn't quite right? What were you feeling at various points in the middle of the summer?
It just kind of popped up out of nowhere. I remember I dove a couple times in the game, and all of a sudden my arm felt a little funny. But I didn't really think anything of it too much because, I mean, there's always those little knick-knack injuries in baseball that you just kind of play through and keep going. But all of a sudden, later that night, my arm blew up to 2 times the size that it normally was, and I was like, all right, something's up. And then all of a sudden I was in the ICU for 5 days.
Wow.
But it was definitely an experience, and blessed to still be out running around.
Yeah, and what was the process like of actually overcoming that and getting your strength back and getting ready for a full season this year?
It was funny because once everything, I got out of the hospital and did all that good stuff and saw the doctors, I had all my strength and everything felt fine, but I couldn't get cleared right then, obviously, because I was on the medication and they were iffy about it, so, which is all understandable. But it was just a whole, it was a process going through doctors and seeing the whole, just getting back in the gym and slowly getting back into baseball. But it's just like getting ready for every other season. I kind of took at it that route. I wasn't going to stop doing what I was doing. I was just taking a little more precaution with certain things. But other than that, I just kind of did my normal routine.
When you transitioned to being with the Blue Crabs for the rest of the year as a coach, what was that side of the game like to see it from that side?
It's actually a lot. It's interesting. I coached kids. I still coach kids and doing all that, but it's completely different seeing it from like a professional side, because obviously I wanted to be out there playing, but now I had to just sit back and kind of observe everything that was going on. And it's definitely it definitely like opened up my thought process to a lot of different things. So it was definitely a good experience, and I'll definitely use that in the future at some point.
I know everybody on this team was excited to get things going on opening night, but is it safe to say you were as excited as anybody after what you went through last year?
Oh, I was excited as anybody just playing in a spring training game. I was just happy to be back on the field with the team and just getting to do what I love to do.
Well, Zach, thanks a lot for the time. Congratulations on the big shot last night, and it's great to have you here in York.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
All right, that's Revs first baseman and DH Zach Wilson. We'll check in with Mace coming up next.
You'll always hit it out of the park with great Best Yet products from your neighborhood Sure Save stores. Like party platters with $18.93 deli items. Team up Best Yet hot dogs with Best Yet kettle cooked chips. And get Best Yet 12 packs of soda and Best Yet Rising Crust pizzas at Saubles Markets in Shrewsbury, Stewartstown, Whiteford, and East York. And at Nell's Market Fresh Foods in Spry.
Hi, this is Dan Patrick. Join me weekday mornings at 9 on Sports Radio 1350 WOYK.
Fans, it's time to go inside the clubhouse for all the latest on your Atlantic League champion York Revolution and tonight's matchup. It's time for the Broadway Transmission Manager's Report. Now, here's the manager of the Revs, Mark Mason.
All right, Mace, we'll get to another good early season win last night, but first of all, you had a roster move today. Delta Cleary Jr. was released, and I know the outfield had gotten crowded pretty quickly, but is it also fair to say that he maybe wasn't in the same condition coming in that he had been in years past entering camp?
I think that would be fair, and I think Delta would say that too, and some of the other ball players, they were kind of joking him about it here and there, but releasing guys is a hard thing, and at the time when we signed him, we had Jared Mitchell in camp with the Reds, and Silva was going to Mexico at all those times, and and Delta has always been one of my favorite players in the league. The way he played, his approach to the game, switch hitter, steal bases, play good defense. And unfortunately, with all the guys that we have here right now, we can't get enough at bats for everybody, and we have all these off days coming up. So I told him we won't rule anything out down the road. As far as, because rosters change all the time, but if he's still available, that might be a situation where we go back to him. But for right now, we had to make the move.
Well, last night's game, you pile up the runs early, and what did you think of the offensive approach? A lot of deep counts, it seemed, and then coming up with big hits.
Yeah, last night offensively we did a really good job early in the game. I think as the game wore on, you give their guys some credit. The Lancaster pitchers, they did a good job moving forward, and we did a pretty good job out of the bullpen. Like I said to Fletch last night, these early regular season games, if you have a 9-1 lead and your starter is built up to go, your starter might go 6 innings or more, and then you're hardly in your bullpen. But now everybody's in their bullpen earlier than normal, and that means all your relievers that come into the game, they have to be able to do their job. We were fortunate last night. We had a big lead, 7-8 run lead. But, we're going through these games, 1 or 2 run games, and you're trying to cover 6-7 innings out of your bullpen. There's a lot of things that can happen in the course of that 6-7 innings. So far, so good. We got 2 wins. We'll take them, and but it's been 2 different kind of nights, really.
One of the guys that really stood out was Ezel. He was very efficient, retired 6 out of 7. What did you see from him, and how important was the experience at this level last year to give him a comfort level here this season?
Well, the main thing, I think he looks much more calmer this year when he's out there. I think he has a lot more confidence because he was here last year. I think he understands what to expect from the hitters in this league as far as their talent level. He seems just much more relaxed on the mound right now, and he's not really, throwing with max effort. He's nice and smooth and easy. He has a great arm. We knew that last year, and, hopefully he'll continue to build on what he's done in spring training and yesterday.
What do you think of Detweiler in his first live game experience since mid-July?
Well, I think Ross would be the first to tell you, his command was probably not where he wanted it. I thought his velocity was good. He was 91, 93 fastball. I just think he was, he might have been slipping a little bit with the mound. We talked about that after the first inning, and it was more so with the off-speed pitches. He seemed to be cutting them off a little bit more than he was the fastball. He wasn't getting good extension when he was throwing it. But overall, he made the pitches when he had to make them. I'm sure, that's not an outing that he would tell you is very good. But, it was efficient in the fact that, he really didn't give up a whole lot of runs, and now he can just work on cleaning up the other stuff.
The first 2 games, one trend has been getting the first 2 guys, and then that's when Lancaster has rallied. When that kind of thing happens, are you able to pinpoint a reason for it, or is it just one of those things in the game?
I think it is. We like to talk about 2-out focus all the time, but these pitchers have been around long enough that they should understand that it's 3 outs in an inning and not 2. But as a pitcher, sometimes you kind of take a deep breath when you get the first 2 guys out, and maybe you relax too much, and next thing you know, you got ball 4 and a base hit and a walk, and then all of a sudden you got a lot of stuff going on. So we've talked about that in the past couple of days. So we're going to take a look at the 2-out approaches and as a pitcher and see if we can correct that.
First look tonight at one of your big off-season acquisitions, Mitch Atkins. What did you like about him when you were facing him on the other side?
Well, he throws strikes, and there's the main thing. He always threw strikes when he was in Somerset. He pounds his zone, attacks the hitters. We saw that in spring training as well. He did that too. But, so it's early for everybody, like we talked about yesterday. This is maybe the 3rd time or 4th time if you're a reliever that you face hitters since we came to camp. So, right now it's a little bit of a roll the dice crapshoot type of thing with these guys, but I think they can be consistent enough that if they can get the ball in the zone, then let the defense play.
All right, Mace, thanks a lot. Good luck tonight.
Thank you.
All right, Revs manager Mark Mason on the Broadway Transmission Manager's Report. There's a light rain coming down at the moment. We've been dealing with this all afternoon, but it appears that it will pass. In fact, it seems bright behind us toward the west on the third base side. So LJ Black, our head groundskeeper, was chatting with the umpiring crew, showing them the radar, and doesn't appear that there is any move to put the tarp on at this point. And in fact, here comes the intro video, and the Revs will take the field, and if the light rain continues, it's something that will play the opening of this game through, it would appear. But Michael, excited to see Mitch Atkins in a Revs uniform here tonight.
Absolutely. I'm really excited to see Mitch go. We saw him work a couple times during this spring, and I liked what I saw from Mitch. And again, I'll go back to what I said earlier, that I liked what I saw from pretty much everybody in this pitching staff, starters and relievers. But Mitch had some really good numbers last year with Somerset, had good numbers when he went to AAA Las Vegas in the Mets organization. So there's a reason he got picked up last year, is because he was dominating for Somerset. And I'm ready to see Mitch on the mound in a regular season game. This is a guy we know can eat up innings. Very frequently went 6 or 7 last season in both his stops with Somerset and Las Vegas. So I think he's going to go out there and give us a good showing.
Now the Revs and the Barnstormers, York 2-0 for the first time since 2014. And they'll look to make it 3-0 for the first time since 2014 when they started 4-0. And the Revs introduced in the rain with umbrellas out and a lot of folks under the cover of the concourse as this game gets set to begin. It's been an unfortunate challenge weather-wise here today, but regardless of that, looks like we will start on time. Revs take the field. We'll take our final pregame break. Starting lineups and first pitch for game number 3 of the 2018 season. We'll have it for you coming up next.
Are you one of the many people that has a 401k that is eligible to roll over, but you just haven't done it yet? Maybe you're not sure where was the best place to put it. I'm Tom Dasher of Tom Dasher Investment Services. I specialize in helping you getting your 401k and IRA money parked in the best place for you. So if you haven't rolled your 401k yet, or if you're not satisfied with your IRA, call me for a consultation at 487-2096. That's 487-2096. And check out my website at tomdasher.com.
Sports injury? Walk into WellSpan Urgent Orthopedics for immediate care. No appointment is ever needed. Our orthopedic and sports medicine specialists are here to treat you. Visit wellspan.org/urgent orthopedics today for hours at our York and Hanover locations.
There's a lot of talk out there about good health care. We all want a good plan. But step outside and take a good look at all those beautiful trees and shrubs in your yard. Do you have a plan to maintain their good health? Heritage Lawn and Landscape Care has a veteran staff of 12 fully licensed and trained tree health care professionals to rely on, including 10 certified arborists and 3 PA certified horticulturalists. So don't let your trees and shrubs fend for themselves against Mother Nature. Visit heritagelawnandlandscape.com and get world-class care right in your backyard.
The Revolution plays here. Play ball! The new Sports Radio 1350.
The Spring Grove Area Schools Ensemble Group down in the field singing in the raindrops as we get set for baseball here tonight. Revs and the Barnstormers as the Field of Dreams team heads off after taking the field with their professional heroes here tonight. Starting lineups brought to you by Flying Feet. For the Barnstormers, they will have Darian Sanford in center field leading off. Rico Noel moves up to second in the order, playing second base. Blake Galen, the DH, will bat third. Hitting cleanup at first base is Joey Turdaslovich. Ryan Castile will make his first start behind the plate and bat fifth. Hitting sixth in right field is Kyle Waldrop. Keenan Walker makes his first start. He's in left tonight with Trayvon Robinson getting a night off. Walker will bat seventh. Vladimir Frias at shortstop is hitting eighth, and Carlos Garcia at third base bats ninth, with Tyler Bortnick receiving an evening off as well. Again, Sanford, Noel, Galen, Turdaslovich, Castile, Waldrop, Walker, Frias, and Garcia. The lineup that Mitch Atkins will face. For the Revs tonight, behind Atkins, they'll have Jared Mitchell, right field leading off. Alexi Casillas, second baseman, bats second. Jose Cuevas at third base, bats third. Zach Wilson in the cleanup spot at first base tonight. Melky Mesa in left field hits fifth. Jose Tabata, the DH, will bat sixth. Ryan Dent at short hits seventh. Tyler Clark will catch and bat eighth. And Travis Witherspoon in center hitting ninth. Again, Mitchell, Casilla, Cuevas, Wilson, Mesa, Tabata, Dent, Clark, and Witherspoon for the Revs. And with that, Mitch Atkins is set to go as Darian Sanford makes his way to the plate. Revs are in the home whites again tonight. Lancaster has ditched the stripes for the solid red alternate jerseys here this evening.
Well, they look like the Los Angeles Angels out there right now. Similar uniforms and the red stripe down the side of the pants.
Sanford in there, switch hitter bats left. Our Dasher Investment Services first pitch. He swings at it and foul tips it at the plate. We are underway. 6:37 goes down as our start time this evening. 62 degrees with now a very, very light rain coming down. The 0-1, swinging a fly ball left field. Mesa hesitated to line it up and now backs up and makes the grab. Got a read on it and shifting to his left and back toward the cavernous arch nemesis. One down.
Well, it's good to see Melky getting in a game. Didn't play either of the first two games this year, but he hit the ball really well in spring training. Looked good defensively as well, and he's going to be an option at both corner outfield positions this season for Mark Mason.
Here is Rico Noel with the bleach blonde hair under the helmet. He'll bat right-handed and takes a strike. Noel is tied with Spoon for the league lead in hits with 4. He's 4 for 7. Here's the 0-1. Fastball misses low. Atkins has always been known as a guy that would pound the strike zone. That certainly was no different in this league when we had seen him in the past. There's the 1-1. That misses inside. Works with Tyler Clark tonight. Infield, Cuevas at third, Dent short, Casillas second, Wilson at first. Outfield left to right is Mesa, Spoon, and Mitchell. The 2-1, swinging a rip down the third base line. It's fair, and this will roll into the corner. Noel takes his turn. Mesa will play the carom and lob a wet ball in toward Dent. It's a double for Noel, his 5th hit in the first 3 games.
Rewarded after last night's 3-hit performance, moving him up to the 2 spot, did Ross Peoples, and he rewards his manager for doing so with a double down the line. That's just another hard hit ball off the bat of Noel. Not only is he getting hits, he's hitting the ball hard, and now that gives him the league lead so far, just through 2 games, then plus this AB.
Here's Blake Galen DHing the night. He came out midway through last night's game, but that was just to get Walker in. And Noel breaks for third. First pitch, a fake bunt, and a changeup was low off the glove of Clark. There's no throw. Stolen base number 3 for Noel, who leads the league. And Lancaster now with 8. The Revs are the only other team that has stolen any. They have 2. But Lancaster with 8. Last year, had Noel and Sanford been around all year, they might have broken a league record for steals. They are on pace early. Pitch, swing and a miss. Good cutter from Atkins. This year coming in through 2 games now, but they are on pace for 441. The league record is 264 by the 2000 Somerset Patriots. It's going to be tough to keep up that pace. Pitch, foul tip, back to the screen. It's 1-2.
They'll have a legitimate shot at the record if Rico Noel continues to run like this, and a couple other guys that are usually in the everyday lineup that'll run. And Rico Noel wasted no time swiping third. And Blake Galen, guy that this Barnstormers team wants at the plate with a man on third and less than 2 outs.
Infield back, by the way. You're early in the game. Atkins ready, the 1-2. Swinging a liner down the right field line. That's fair. And that'll give him the all-time Barnstormer Ribby lead. Noel is in to score. Mitchell to the corner to retrieve it. Blake Galen pulls into second with an RBI double. His 274th RBI in 7 partial seasons with Lancaster. It breaks the career record of former Barnstormer Jutt Heilman.
That's a great feat to accomplish there, and obviously you have to play in the league a while to reach a mark like that, but Blake Galen continues to hit the ball well through 2 games, and now here in this first inning, hit the ball hard again, and 2 balls pulled down the line by Noel and Galen respectively.
Here's Turdoslavich, who looks at a strike. So Galen now with his first RBI this year, his 4th hit, and 2 of those 4 now have been doubles. Here's the stretch from Atkins, the 0-1. Fastball misses high. A 1-0 Lancaster lead. Turdoslavich 1 for 8 at the plate. Revs pitchers have struck him out 3 times. Switch hitter batting from the left. 6'2", 200. Pitch to him. That's just off the plate away. That was close. Our plate ump tonight, Michael Williams. At first base, Mario Rosas, and Calvin Baker, the umpire, at third. Lights are on here at the beginning, a cloudy evening. And Atkins is ready. Short sleeves for him. He comes home. And a changeup just off the plate away, 3-1. 62 degrees and cloudy at the start. Our weather brought to you by Heritage Lawn and Landscape Care. Later tonight, there's slight chance of some more showers. Pitch, fastball up. And Turdoslavich with the walk. First and second, still with just 1 out.
It was one thing that Atkins didn't do a lot of last year is walk batters. And he was exceptional for Somerset before being picked up by the Mets and going to AAA. He had a very impressive strikeout to walk ratio, just had it and lost it. 57 strikeouts and 27 walks with AAA Las Vegas, but 59 and only 13 walks with Somerset.
Here's Ryan Castile. Lancaster catcher tonight, De La Rosa a night off. Castile 2 for 6 at the plate with an RBI. He was the DH last night. They have 3 catchers on their roster, and now a balk called. I had just looked down, and I'm not sure why they called. Nope, they are saying to the runners, go back. Time was called. I think it was the Barnstormers hollering balk, not the umpires. And they evidently saw Atkins move, but his movement was legal because time had been called. So now the first pitch to Castile. It's a cutter in for a strike. Good movement on that. Down in the zone. Atkins had been in the majors earlier in his career with the Cubs and Orioles. 6'4" righty from Brown Summit, North Carolina. And he gets the inside corner called on the next offering. It's 0-2.
It's great that he's getting that call early on. Well, hopefully that inside corner is called consistently tonight, but Atkins can live there if he can get in on the hands of righties.
Castile's slightly open stance from the right. Pitch to him. It's off the plate outside. Good spot to miss. That one up to 88. Tomorrow we'll see Dominic Severino rounding out the first 4 in the rotation through opening weekend. Here's the 1-2. Swinging a liner. It is just foul down the left field line. That was a changeup, and Castile, as a result, was just a hair early. That would have been trouble.
Big break right there that ball landed foul. Everything in the inning has been hard hit off Atkins. I don't know if the weather is playing into the fact that he struggled early on in this inning or that Lancaster's just been aggressive. And this isn't surprising. Lancaster has hit the ball really well through 2 games. 13 hits last night, 7 the night before. They've out-hit the Revs in both games so far.
Now we'll try it again. Swinging a fly ball, corked toward the corner and left. That'll sail over the stands and well out of play. The Barnstormers second in the league in batting through 2 games, 286 team average, but 20 men left on. And they've hit just 217 with men in scoring position. and only 7 runs combined through 2 games. Another 1-2. Oh, just missed. It split the plate in half, but apparently the high strike won't be available. 2-2. That was a cutter right near the top of the zone. Now Atkins ready again to the plate. And a curveball that stayed just a smidge high. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Now early in the game, you have to figure out the umpire as well. Figure out where those edges are going to be.
And Atkins, a veteran, keeping that in the back of his mind, I'm sure, really doesn't want to lose Turdoslavich here, though.
1-0 Lancaster the lead. The stretch, the payoff pitch. Runners go, and it's fouled straight back.
Castile, my mistake there, not Turdoslavich.
Castile keeps it alive, a full count. You were just practicing how to say his name.
Oh, believe me, I am good with pronunciations. Coming from somebody who has a long last name that people botch all the time, I take very great pride in pronouncing other people's names right.
1-0. Atkins looking to limit the damage. And another 3-2. Runners go again. A swing and a miss. Clark, the throw to third, dead meat. As Cuevas puts on the tag, he was out by a mile. Strikeout, throw out, double play. And the side retired. Tyler Clark throws out his second, and he does it to a former teammate again here on opening weekend. Galen cut down. 1 run, 2 hits, and 1 left. At the end of a half inning, it's the Barnstormers 1 and the Revs coming up.
We were with you when you were struggling with the challenges of being a young athlete, before the challenges of keeping fit while working 9 to 5, and long before Pilates and Zumba were even a thing.
Flying Feet.
Flying Feet Sport Shoes outfitted you as a young athlete. When you slipped into a new sport practically every season, you learned a lot, and you grew strong. Now that you're an adult, why stop? Flying Feet has the brands and the styles that will increase your performance no matter how you choose to maintain your fitness. Just like when you were a kid, when you shop Flying Feet, you know you'll walk away with the best fit and natural comfort. Flying Feet stocks fitness shoes and all kinds of fitness gear. So, what do you do these days? Trail walking? Working out on the track, on the street, in the gym? Sign up for exercise classes like Pilates, Zumba, or need shoes for weightlifting? It doesn't matter what you're into, you can always count on Flying Feet. It's the one sportswear specialty store that's truly ageless.
Flying Feet.
Flying Feet Sport Shoes, 1511 Melrose Avenue, York, just off exit 18 of I-83.
Remember when an app was listen only? Oh yeah, that was kind of us, wasn't it? Well, we have a new app. Download the new WOYK app on the Apple and Google Play stores and take Sports Radio 1350 on the go like never before. Listen on the go like always, and now get easier access to archived games and programs on demand. Watch WOYK game broadcasts on YouTube and so much more. Search the new WOYK on the Apple and Google Play stores and download today. It's not just an app, it's a lifestyle. Sports Radio 1350. First in York, first in sports.
The Baltimore Baseball Show with Dan Connolly, right here on Sports Radio 1350 WOYK, York.
Nothing Lancaster. Revs come to bat against Nate Reed, making his first start of the season. And Michael, he's certainly been a versatile guy, having started and relieved throughout his career. He's also the first left-hand starter that the Revs will face, and a little bit different lineup as a result.
And Mace has a very flexible lineup. The fact that he has a handful of switch hitters that he can throw out there. He's got Alexi Garcia at the top of the lineup that can hit both righties and lefties as a switch hitter. So keeping him there, he's going to be key and a great asset at the top of the lineup. Tyler Clark in the lineup, he's a switch hitter. So they got options when it's either a righty or a lefty on the mound. And Nate Reed, a guy who is actually the last Lancaster pitcher to win a playoff game. So I don't know what that says about the team, but it'll be a test tonight.
Mitchell in first. First pitch is inside. Lefty against lefty to start it off. They were last in the playoffs in 2015. They've missed the last 2 years. Had a down year in 2016. Last year, just missed. Here's a swing and a foul tip off the catcher's mitt and straight back. Mitchell 2 for 8 in the early going. Homered in his first at-bat of the season. He's also tied for the league lead in runs scored with 3. Reed starts out angled toward the first base dugout as he gets his signal. Now winds, fires, and missed down low. He's got a big sweeping arm action. He leans back a little bit and then brings it through. It's from Reading. 30-year-old lefty. Now the kick and the pitch. In tight, and it's 3-1.
Mitchell back-to-back nights with leadoff hits. You mentioned the homer and then the single last night. Team high 3 runs scored, so he's been getting on base so far this year. We'll see if he can do it again.
Pitch to him. Swings and pops it up. As he tosses the bat away, shortstop Frias called off. Oh, no, he did call it, excuse me. His movements fooled me a little bit, but makes the nonchalant grab to the left of second base. 1 down. Mitchell, one of only a couple of Revs who were on the 2016 playoff team with Nate Reed. Witherspoon is 1. Michael Burgess, who's not in the lineup tonight, is 1. Here's Alexi. First pitch, way outside. He is 3 for 7 with a double and an RBI in the early going. Switch hitter bats right. Corners are up. 1-0. Swing and he chops one. Big high hop right to Garcia, who was up at third. He'll cast it across. And 2 up, 2 down for Nate Reed here in the first inning.
Pretty easy 2 outs there. The pop-up and a harmless ground out. Jose Cuevas, he's been struggling. Only 1 hit in 2 games. There was an RBI single yesterday to tie the game, so it mattered. But he hasn't looked himself at the plate.
Yeah, here he is. He had a little bit of arm soreness in spring training, and that might have limited him a bit. First pitch from Reed is outside. Is 1 for 8 with that RBI single last night. 2 outs, nobody on. 1-0 Barnstormers lead. There's the 1-0. And that's a called strike. I want to send get well wishes to Roger Simmons, who's tuned in tonight. Just out of the hospital and on the mend. Roger, glad you could tune in. Pitch to Cuevas. He broke his bat, rolls it to short through the wet grass, missed flying, and as a result, Frias' throw in the dirt, but Tardoslavich makes the backhand pick. And it's a 1-2-3 first inning for Nate Reed. We'll go to the second inning here tonight in York. It's the Barnstormers 1 and the Revs 0.
Money and business are essential to the strength of a community. So is cheering and celebration and music and fun. That's why York Revolution games, concerts, youth sports, special events, and more happen at a place called People's Bank Park. People's Bank has been serving York County for more than 150 years. Always cheering, always celebrating, always committed to the things that make York County great. And to you having a great time at People's Bank Park. People's Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
If you've got a smartphone, you've got the power of the pass. Introducing the York Revolution Ballpark Pass. It's new, it's easy, and it's the hottest way to catch pro baseball in York. The new Revolution Ballpark Pass gives you the power to attend as many York Revolution home games as you want each month for just $34.79 per month. That's less than $3 a game. Sign up and you'll get electronic barcodes on your smartphone to be scanned for general admission to each game of the season. Flash your phone at the gate and pick any spot in Arch Street Eats, downtown's playground, or the Appel lawn. That's all there is to it. No need to order each game's ticket. No waiting in line. No worrying about making your payment each month. It's automatic. Get the power of the pass. Sign up for the new Ballpark Pass at YorkRevolution.com or call 717-801-HITS. That's the new Ballpark Pass at YorkRevolution.com or 717-801-HITS.
This is Jay Gauls. You're listening to York Revolution Baseball on the home of the Revs, Spurt Radio 1350, WOYK. First in York, first in sports.
1-0 Lancaster. First time this year the Revs haven't scored in the first inning or hit a home run, as Kyle Waldrop, a healthy hack, and he tips a foul off Tyler Clark. No balls and a strike.
Well, this will be a good test for the Revs to score in the later innings this year. They've jumped out to such good advantages over the last couple days, and this time they'll have to try to score in the later innings. They haven't scored past the fourth inning through the two games yet.
Waldrop 1 for 3 at the plate. Here's the 0-1, and it's a called strike outside corner, right where Clark was set up. And that's where Atkins will want to live, hitting his target. Known for his control, as we've stated. Pitch, it is just inside. Waldrop, Walker, and Frias, 6, 7, and 8 this inning. 1-0 Lancaster. Atkins grips it, fires, and a ground ball to first. 2 clean hops right to Zach Wilson. He'll take it to the bag himself, and there's one away. On our WellSpan Sports Medicine injury report, Josh Kimborowicz activated today, had some spring training soreness, and that's it. Delta Cleary Jr. had been cleared of the oblique strain in spring, but he was released earlier today. Never was quite into the swing of things in camp. Here is Keenan Walker, former first-round pick of the White Sox. Just like Jared Mitchell, first pitch is in for a strike, 0-1. Walker, a switch hitter batting left, 1 for 1 with an RBI double. Seen him come in subbing the first 2. Pitch is a changeup down low. He was a pinch runner opening night, and then came into the game in right field late last night, giving Galen the rest of the night off. Atkins ready, fires, changeup, swing and a miss. That was a good one. It's 1-2.
Well, that changeup cutter combination that Mitch Atkins has, he can really use that to his advantage, and the way he pulled the string on that changeup right there, I mean, on the outside corner to a lefty, tough pitch to hit.
Now deals, fastball upstairs, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Atkins, 32 years old. Last year with Somerset, 4-3 with a 4.06 and 11 starts. The pitch jammed him, fouled straight back. At Vegas, 4-8 with a 5.65, but that's a miserable league in which to pitch. And he had some good ones. He had a shutout into the 8th in 1, 3 earned or fewer in 9 of his starts at AAA. Now fires, and that one grounded foul off the front of the York dugout. He had been with Somerset back in 2013. That time was signed by Atlanta. And was in the Braves system for the rest of that year and the following year, getting back to AAA. He deals, and changeup floats outside. It'll be a full count.
Well, Atkins is durable, and he's a guy who last year with AAA Las Vegas, 8 starts where he went 6 innings or more, and towards the end of the season had a stretch of 3 out of 4 starts where he worked 7+. So a guy who's known to go deep into games.
Well, this one trickled foul, rolling over toward the Revs dugout. And that was in 14 starts at the AAA level. His first go-around in the Atlantic League, 3-2 with a 3.98. Back in 2013, that was in 7 starts before the Braves called. Pitch is just outside. He issues his second walk. Keenan Walker will head to first. We'll pause for station identification. This is Revolution Radio.
First in York, first in sports. Your only local sports station. The new Sports Radio 1350, WOYK, York, Pennsylvania.
Barnstormers lead 1-0 here in the second inning. Darrell Henry along with Michael Mark Antonini. Game 3 of the season. Here's Vladimir Frias with 1 on and 1 out. Frias 2 for 5 at the dish with a double. First pitch, he swings and misses. A changeup. He's a switch hitter batting left, and Atkins throwing that changeup a lot to left-hand hitters here early.
Well, and Frias down at the bottom of the lineup has been excellent through 2 games. He coming in with a .400 batting average. His double playmate Rico Noel had a .571 batting average coming in.
Now moved to first, back standing is Walker. Frias tied with Jared Mitchell for the league lead in runs scored with 3. He's got 2 hits and also 2 walks and a hit by pitch, getting on a lot. No batting gloves. Pitch is grounded toward the middle. Runner was going and it's on through. Walker will turn and head for third. And they're at the corners with 1 out. Now Walker running on the pitch, and Frias slapped it right up the middle. But it was Casilla from second who was heading over to cover the bag. So Dent, the ball was to the shortstop side. And the fact that the runner was going didn't help him. He still had to cover all of that ground, dove for it, but just out of his reach.
Well, Lancaster continues to hit the ball and put the ball in play. 2 hits last inning. Already another hit this inning. And I mentioned earlier, they've out hit the Revs in each of the first 2 games, but just haven't been able to put up a ton of runs. Shockingly, last night, 13 hits and only 4 crossed the plate.
Now our K-man tonight, Carlos Garcia. First pitch, he lines it at short and just out of the reach of Dent, who dove full stretch. Into left field, Walker in to score. It's 2-0 as Frias goes to second on it. Back-to-back pitches where Dent has laid out to one side and then the other and came up just shy.
Another hard hit ball, and Carlos Garcia starting his season off with a bang, an RBI single. Ross Peoples basically stuck with the same lineup each of the first 2 games, except for one guy. Waldrop didn't play yesterday. Instead, it was Castile at the DH spot, but today he's mixing things up, and so far it's working.
Here's Sanford at the top, and he scrapes a foul tip off Clark's leg and back. Garcia, they say, might be their best defensive infielder. Starting at third base tonight, he comes up big in his first time at the plate. He's at first, Frias in front of him at second base. Sanford, who flied out to left his first time. Awaits from Atkins, the 0-1, and he shows a bunt. Pitch missed away. Most misses from Atkins have been away on lefties, it seems. A lot of lefties in this lineup. Temperature, by the way, now down to 60. Earlier today, it was mid-70s and sunny. Corners in, the 1-1, that's outside, and a little bit high as well.
Well, we've had a gloomy day over the past couple days that turned into a sunny one, and then it was pretty much the opposite today. Really nice spring day earlier, and luckily the rain didn't come down too hard, and it was only for a quick spurt.
There's the stretch, the 2-1, and a foul back against the netting. Atkins, originally a 7th-round pick of the Cubs in 2004. It's his 14th pro season. Made it to the big leagues in 2010 for 5 games. Or initially 2009, I should say, for 2. And then with the Orioles, made 3 starts in 2011. He fires. Strike 3 called. Cutter inside corner. Sanford was backing up and looked like he had a few things to say. Atkins gets the punch out, though, his second, and that's out number 2.
Atkins needed that one. He's gotten both leadoff hitters so far in this game, but after that, in the first, he gave up 2 straight doubles and then a walk, single in this inning. So to get out number 2 there, especially Sanford, a great top-of-the-order presence for this team, a guy who drove in around a couple nights ago. That's a big out.
Now here's Noel. First pitch, breaking ball low. Didn't really see many curves the first time through. He starts Noel off with that here. Noel doubled before stealing third and scoring in the first inning. It's now a 2-0 Lancaster lead here in the second. Now Atkins checks back, delivers, and a fastball a hair low, 2-0.
Well, it's tough to figure out how to pitch a guy like Noel. Doesn't have a big strike zone. You figure you can try to go in and jam him, but he chokes up on the bat, so the bat's quick through the zone. He also has that open stance, so he covers the inside part of the plate. I think the best case scenario is you go upstairs with a fastball.
And a swing and a tap foul here on a cutter. That rolls over to Blake Galen on deck.
Now, a cutter in on the hands can work on anybody. So Atkins might go there. That's a pitch he trusts.
2-1 now. First and second with 2 outs. Now the stretch. And the 2-1. Swinging a shot the other way. Base hit to right. Mitchell charging. Frias around third. Here comes the throw. Home one hop. Clark got the tag on him. And Jared Mitchell throws out his first base runner of the season. A perfect one-hop strike. Charging in from right field. Inning over and only the 1 run scores. It comes on 3 hits and 2 left. And Mitchell with a dart to nail Frias. Another out on the bases for the Barnstormers. We go to the bottom of the second. It is 2-0 Lancaster.
Since 1934, PSECU has given Pennsylvanians financial opportunities to live a better life. We are a credit union who offers valuable free and low-fee financial products, broad lending options, and outstanding money management for financing life. At PSECU, we are proud of who we are and committed to who we serve because our Pennsylvania roots run deep. We are banking on a difference. Visit psccu.com to join us. This credit union is federally insured by the National Credit Union Administration. Equal Opportunity Lender.
Hi, I'm Joel Embiid of the Philadelphia 76ers.
Rebound tip, and Embiid gets it back and dunks it.
York's home for Sixers basketball.
Lobs to Embiid, and a right-hand jam with Flair and a flurry. Sergio to Joel Embiid. Go, go, Jojo. Rodriguez back to Joe. Embiid for the 3. He got it. He nailed the triple. Joel Embiid from outside the arc.
Catch Sixers basketball all season on Sports Radio, 1350 WOYK, first in York, first in sports.
Smith, Mayer & Little is a holistic wealth management group with one product, advice. We aim to simplify our clients' lives, help them retire comfortably, and build lasting legacies for their families and the causes they care about. Our purpose is simple, to make a meaningful difference in the lives of our clients, our community, and the world in which we live with the advice we provide. Smith, Mayer & Little, a wealth of knowledge about wealth. We make our living by making a difference. Visit us at financialjava.com.
Janney Montgomery Scott LLC, member NYSE, FINRA, and SIPC.
You're on the home of the Atlantic League champion York Revolution. Sports Radio 1350 WOYK, York.
Jared Mitchell with the Revs' first outfield assist on the year. And it keeps it at 2-0. Lancaster does have the early edge tonight. And they have 5 hits in the first 2 innings. Zach Wilson will get it started for the Revs. Nate Reed's first pitch. Swinging a ground ball up the middle. That's through. First pitch swinging. And Zach Wilson now 3 for 7 to begin his Revs career. A double, then a homer. And now a single here tonight.
Well, again, he mentioned in the pregame he's just happy to be out on the field. He was even happy to get out for the spring training game. So he was ready to hit, ready to get going, and that energy's still flowing. He's hit the ball well.
Now Melky Mesa, who makes his Revs regular season debut tonight. Burgess and Silva with nights off against the lefty. Mesa and Tabata are in. First pitch, he swings, fouls it against the screen. Melky, just watching him, he's an athlete. He's got strength, speed, watching him move around during spring training. Can hit for some pop, runs well in the outfield. There's the 0-1, swings and chops a foul past Polo at third. Former Yankee prospect, made it to the show with New York. A 400 hitter, right?
Yeah, 2 for 5 in his major league career.
Lots of guys would sign up for that. On the 0-2, and a changeup down and away. The outfield a little bit less crowded with Cleary's release earlier today. May said that when they signed him, they didn't have Silva or Mitchell available yet. There's the 1-2. That's outside, a fastball. And coming into the season, that was the biggest positional logjam, was how they were going to find time for all of the outfielders. 2 balls, 2 strikes, stretch from Reed. And the lefty fires, swinging a well-hit ball, left center field, deep into the gap. It is down for a hit, short hops the wall. Wilson at third, Polo will hold him. Mesa cruises into second with a double, and it's second and third with nobody out. A double in his first Revolution AB.
Well, Melky swung a great bat in spring training, sprayed the ball mostly to the left side of the diamond, but he hit it hard pretty much every time, and great job finding a gap there, and hopefully the Revs can push something across here with Jose Tabata at the plate, potentially tie this game up.
2-0 they trail, but second and third, no outs here in the second inning. And Mesa going to the gap in his first AB. First baseman is in, everybody else back. Pitch to Tabata is swung on and fouled back.
Well, I do want to correct myself. Mesa is a 400 career hitter in the majors, but it's 6 for 15, not 2 for 5. I think it was one season it was 2 for 5.
That's right. He was up with New York in 2012 and 13. Here's the 0-1. Swinging a line drive, left field. It carries over the head of Walker. One hops the wall. Both runs are going to score. Throw to second. Tabata slides in safely. Jose Tabata follows Melky Mesa. They both double in their first Revs ABs. This one brings in 2, and we're tied at 2 here in the bottom of the second.
It's pretty nice when your crowded outfield consists of 2 former major leaguers, and both in their first game of the season tonight, wasting no time getting in on the party and tying the game up. That's huge right now. Maybe Mitch Atkins can settle in a little bit and relax now that he knows his team's putting up some runs for him. And that's what really starts a rally, a single and a couple doubles. I mean, that is a traditional rally right there, and it's contagious. See what Ryan Dent can do.
That was a rope. Pitch to Dent is down and away. That thing sailed right over Walker and one hop the manual scoreboard. Tabata flying into second on that slide. 2-run double in his first at bat. Here's the 1-0 to Dent. Swings and grounds one, skidding to third, right to Garcia. He'll look at the seams, throws low, but Turdoslavich makes another backhand pick. Tabata has to stay at second. That's out number 1. And the wet ball has led to a couple of low throws, but Turdoslavich has handled both.
And you can't do anything about that on a ground ball. The ball's going to get wet rolling in the grass. But Turdoslavich has been great over there. Excellent defensively.
Now Tyler Clark making his second start. And Reed to look back at second. Tabata healthy lead and causes him to step off. Clark started the opener. Cruz was in last night. Clark back in tonight. 0 for 3 at the plate. Couple of throwouts defensively now, though. And then Reed will turn and look Tabata back again. 2-2 game here in the bottom of the second inning. Reed ready. Noel at second is close. Backs away. The pitch. It's a little low. Clark spent some time catching Reed last season. Nate Reed with Lancaster last year was 2-4 with a 3.53 ERA and 11 starts, and got signed by the Giants. Went to AA Richmond. Now he spins, throws, and it goes into center. Tabata diving back, though, will stay on the ground. As Sanford hustled in to back it up from center field, they put the pick play on there. Now timeout as that ball is wet and will be thrown aside.
They're going to lose a lot of good baseballs tonight because of this weather. Hopefully they brought a few extra.
Former clubhouse manager Everett is down in the dugout, so I'm sure he can help get some. Here's the 1-0. And a called strike. Bottom of the zone on the 6'5 Clark, who thought it was low. And he'll take a step out and adjust the batting gloves. Reed began his pro career 2010, a Mariners draft pick, 40th round. He deals, and that's down low, a changeup. He had gotten to high A with Seattle. Came to Lancaster in 2013, and it primarily in relief. Pitched very well, ERA under 3. Did make 5 starts. Pitch is swung on and fouled back. And it is 2 balls and 2 strikes. So the following year, that performance earned him a contract with the Red Sox. He was at high A and double A, then back with Lancaster in 2015. And that time split starting and relieving as well, but more starting than before. Made 17 starts, 8-7 with a 380. There's the stretch, 2-2. Swinging a rip, but foul on the ground, third base side. 2016, he made 3 starts in Mexico, and when he came back, he signed with York. And 24 games in relief that year, 1 win, no losses, a 1.64 ERA, 22 innings, and only 11 hits. We certainly enjoyed having him here. He's ready again. Look back, and another 2-2. Swing and a miss. Fastball down in the zone at 88, gets Clark. First strikeout of the night for Reed, and that's out number 2.
Clark hasn't found the success at the plate that he did in the spring games. A couple extra base hits in the spring, a homer and a triple. So far 0 for 4 with 4 strikeouts, but defensively he's been solid. Has thrown out a runner in each game that he started so far.
Now Travis Witherspoon will try to pick him up with 2 outs. Tabata still at second. A 2-2 game here in the second. And Reed is set. First pitch, it's inside. A couple of guys facing each other here who have been on both sides of this rivalry. The Revs come in tonight all-time 118 and 107 against Lancaster, 64 and 53 here. Pitch, change up, called strike. Spoon is 4 for 7 with an RBI double. Tonight, his 199th start in center field in his Revs career. Second only to Scott Grimes' 350. 1-1, swing and he fouls it back. His 4 hits are tied for the league lead entering play. That one came bouncing down to the front row from upstairs. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Inning began with a Wilson single, a Mesa double, a Tabata 2-run double. But Reed has gotten the last 2 hitters. He's ready. And the 1-2, fastball up. Witherspoon doesn't go, 2-2. Talking about the weather, when BP started today, it was warm, and as Revs BP developed, it got dark. Then rainy, windy. Here's a swing and a miss. Fastball up in the zone. And Reed with a pair of strikeouts to end the inning. Gets Witherspoon. Some damage control from the lefty, but not before 2 runs cross on 3 hits. 1 man left. We go to the 3rd, tied at 2.
Rutter's has all your favorite seafood options. Tavern battered cod sandwich, crispy fried shrimp with bada bing dipping sauce, flavorful crab and corn chowder, just to name a few. Rutter's Seafood. One try and you'll be hooked. Rutter's. Why go anywhere else for seafood?
You'll always hit it out of the park with great Best Yet products from your neighborhood SureSave stores. Like party platters with $18.93 deli items. Team up Best Yet hot dogs with Best Yet kettle cooked chips. And get Best Yet 12 packs of soda and Best Yet Rising Crust pizzas at Sobel's Markets in Shrewsbury, Stewartstown, Whiteford, and East York. And at Nell's Market Fresh Foods in Spry.
Facing a legal issue can be a frightening time. What's my course of action? How do I know who to call? Fortunately, the York County Bar Association makes it easy. Now, you only need to make one call to find the right lawyer for you. Call the York County Bar Association and let us help you find the right lawyer with our Attorney Connection Lawyer Referral Service. Just call 854-8755 or visit yorkbar.com. Don't hesitate in getting the help you need. Contact the York County Bar Association and let us help you find the right attorney at the right time.
Rutter's Hot Dog Extravaganza is here. Rutter's Kunzler hot dogs and brand new corn dogs are only 2 for $2. Our amazing Kunzler bacon wrapped cheddar dogs and sausages are only 2 for $4. Earn 2 cents on fuel for every deal purchased. Must scan rewards card. Rutter's, why go anywhere else?
This is Luke Westfall. You're listening to York Revolution Baseball on the home of the Revs. Sports Radio 1350 WOYK. First in York, first in sports.
2-2 game at the end of 2. There's a Tomadas 2-run double in his first Revs AB. All these outfielders have produced here in the first 3 games as expected. Mace will continue to rotate, I'm sure. Blake Galen leads off, shows bunt, and Atkins missing with a curveball low to begin the inning. Galen an RBI double in the first. 3, 4, and 5 due up as Atkins fires, and that's down low. Galen broke the Barnstormer career RBI record with that double. Came in tied with Jut Heilman for their all-time mark, 273. That was to enter the season. Pitch is in there at the knees. Galen didn't like it, but it's 2-1.
And Galen now a 3-game hitting streak, singled in the opener, then had a single and a double last night. Now the double today, so 2 extra base hits on his tally.
And a fastball. There's a strike inside corner at 88. 2-2. He's now 33 years old, Galen is. The double added to his Lancaster all-time record, 111th. He's got their home run record with 71. Pitch, he swings and misses. Foul tip into the mid of Clark. And Atkins comes back from behind 2-0 to strike him out. Fastball outside corner at 91. And just like Detweiler last night, fell behind Galen 2-0, came back with 3 straight strikes to get him.
And just like what we saw each of the past 2 nights, starting pitcher, or any pitcher really for the Revs, getting the leadoff man out. 3 straight innings that Atkins has done that, but it's been the guys after that he's had trouble with.
Terdoslavich, a changeup in the dirt to him. Lancaster cleanup man, walked his first time. There's the wind and the 1-0. Fastball up and away. Light's taking a little bit more effect now. It's been cloudy, but now the nightfall approaching. It was really dark during BP when the front was rolling in. Here's a fastball. That's a called strike. Revs do have some bullpen activity. Last pitch was Atkins, 57th. Terdoslavich up there from the left side of the plate. Here's the 2-1. Swing and a miss. Good fastball there. Another foul tip squeezed.
Looking like another night where the Revs will have to dip into the bullpen, potentially in the 4th inning. Probably definitely by the 5th, because Mark Mason doesn't want his starters going too long. They're not all stretched out quite yet.
Time asked for by the hitter. Goss went 4 on Thursday night. Detweiler 3 last night. Pitch. It's a little low. cutter and appealed to third. He did not offer at it.
But Mace with plenty of arms to use in his bullpen. It's a right-handed heavy bullpen. He's got 8 available right-handers and 2 available left-handers tonight. So plenty of guys to get him through these games. He used, I believe it was 5 relievers last night. It was 5.
Time asked for by the hitter again. Now full count on Turdoslavich. Base is empty with 1 out here in the third. And the pitch. Swing, and he golfs one to right field. Mitchell over toward right center. He'll call off Witherspoon and make the grab. Atkins jammed him and gets the fly out. 2 down in the third.
It's a ball that might have been a gap or even could have gotten to the wall if he hadn't been jammed. If he gets the barrel of the bat out there and gets some extension, barrels it up, that's going to the gap. But great job by Atkins to get in on the hands again and not let him get extended.
Here is Ryan Castile, who struck out in the first. A strikeout, throw-out, double play to end that inning. And he looks at a cutter for strike 1. I mentioned the first 2 nights how the Revs would get the first 2 outs and then rallies would develop as Atkins pumps it home. And a breaking ball. That's a strike called down around the kneecaps. Tonight, Atkins got the first man in the first and in the second, and both times with 1 out, 3 straight had reached. This is the first time tonight that he's gotten the first 2 outs. He fires, and a chopper high off the dirt toward the hole at short. Dent, fadeaway throw, but it's not in time. Now, he really ranged to his right just to have any chance. And the fadeaway throw, short hop to first. Wilson handled it, but Castile was already through the bag and infield hit.
Well, you have to have a really strong arm to be able to do that, even to get it over there on 1 hop, but off balance in the air. We know Dent has great range to get to that ball.
He likes that Jeter play. Few in the league can do it like Dent.
Well, who doesn't love the Jeter play?
Here's Waldrop. He swings first pitch and pops it up. Cuevas at third is under it, right in front of the bag, and he makes a 2-hand grab. And after he caught it, looking back to see just how close he was to that third base bag. Scoreless inning for Mitch Atkins after the Revs had tied it. No runs, 1 hit, and 1 left. We go to the bottom of the third. It's 2-2.
Tired of hearing that music? Especially when you already have that same ice cream in your freezer. Try something new and amazing with Tropical Shaved Ice. On Monday morning after the big company event, do you want the buzz down the hall to be, how awesome was this year's company picnic? Then crush boredom and bring on Kona Ice with over 32,000 flavor combinations. This is not your typical lackluster snow cone. Their flavors are bold and delicious. Fuzzy Navel, Margarita, Blue Hawaiian. Kona Ice is dairy-free, gluten-free, and they even offer flavors that are sugar and dye-free. No party is too big or too small. They can serve up to 1,000 people per hour. They have party packages starting as low as $100. To add more excitement to your next event, find them online.
At Donegal, we understand there are many costs associated with running a business. That's why Donegal works with you to provide quality insurance products based on your business needs, and why we deliver that insurance at a price to fit your budget. Call your local independent Donegal agent today and discover why, when it comes to insurance for your business, Donegal is a better value. Contact Kochman Kunkel Insurance at 717-854-0300 or stop in at 3217 East Market Street, York. Locally owned and operated by Pam and Rudy Kochman. Kochman Kunkel Insurance.
Local sports on WOYK are brought to you by Maple Donuts, a family tradition since 1946.
The Baltimore Baseball Show with Dan Connolly, right here on Sports Radio 1350 WOYK, York.
Two game. We head to the bottom half of the third. Top of the order for the Revs as Jared Mitchell makes his way to the plate. 2 runs on 6 hits for Lancaster, 2 runs on 3 hits for York. Mitchell a pop-up to shortstop in his first at-bat tonight. Casilla and Cuevas will follow. Top of his 2-run double last inning, evening it. And here's Reed's first pitch of the inning. Breaking ball missed inside. They have Garcia up on the edge of the grass at third. Mitchell has really become a good bunt hitter as he asks for time and backs away. Last year, that became an even bigger part of his game. And Reed the wind-up. Here's the 1-0. And he skipped it in the dirt. 2 balls and no strikes.
A lot of guys realize that later in their career they have to find extra ways to get on base. Maybe not different ways, but extra ways. Mitchell's added that element to his game, and it's paid off for him. And you know, sometimes I think when you can be a good bunter, it helps you in the rest of your game offensively.
Pitch to him. It is just inside. 3-0. No, go ahead, Mike.
I was going to say, sometimes when you are just a threat to bunt, sometimes you move the third baseman or first baseman up, and it opens up the line a little bit. It opens up the opportunity for a hard hit ball to sneak past the infield.
And taking all the way, that was in the dirt, and it got on the short hop. It got the plate ump, Michael Williams, in the hand, which prevented it from going all the way to the backstop. It is ball 4 on Mitchell, and he's on to start the inning. Alexi Casilla coming up. Oh, man. Looking down at the Revs dugout, Melky Mesa walking to the clubhouse with Chong. And he's carrying his bat and his helmet. So I didn't see him pull up lame or slow down or anything, but I'm assuming that he felt something, I guess, on that trip around the bases last inning.
That's probably what it was, because he hasn't had to move around too much in the outfield.
Yeah.
But if that's something serious or something that'll keep him out for a few games, that hurts, because a great start to his season in his first AB, scorching one to the gap. And all of a sudden, when something like that happens, you know, a position of depth automatically becomes a position where you don't have enough.
A move to first. Mitchell hops back, standing up. Hate to see that. Hopefully it's nothing too bad. He seemed to be walking okay, but not able to give it a go the rest of the night, it looks like. Here's Casilla, another move to first on Mitchell, who's back standing. He does have 1 steal here in the early going.
I'd love to see a hit and run here with Casilla, a guy who handles the bat so well at the plate. Mitchell, a guy with speed, an established base stealer.
Snap throw. Mitchell dives back. That one a bit closer.
Tough to do with a lefty on the mound, but again, a hit and run, you're not trying to steal the base, you're just trying to get in motion. Now you have to beware if it's a pitch way outside or if Casilla swings and misses, though.
Mitchell inching a little bit further away, leaning, draws another one, and he's called out. On a snap throw dive back, and Mitchell picked off. He was trying to bait Reed into paying all of his attention toward him, and got just a little bit too much.
Well, that's a case where after the first couple pickoff moves, you know, I get he's trying to bait him there, but maybe take a little less of a lead, maybe half a step less. And it's a case where you need base runners right now. Tie game early on.
Now from the windup, Reed missing high on Casilla. Alexi a ground out to third base, his first at bat tonight. Reed with the 1-0, way outside. A 2-2 game here in the bottom of the third. Mitchell, an aggressive guy. Here's the 2-0, and that's over for a strike. He's been looking runnerish, as they say, early in this season, but that time backfired. 2-1, and Alexi shows bunt. That misses away. Does draw Garcia in from third a bit. 3-1. Reed walked Mitchell. Now 3-1 on Alexi. The pitch. Swings and popped it up. Jammed him. And at third base, Garcia a few steps back. Makes the play on a little looping pop-up. That was only the second strike out of 9 pitches that Reed has thrown this inning, but He gets a pop-up after getting a pickoff to erase a walk.
And that's one way to run yourself out of an inning. You get the leadoff man on. You get a disciplined hitter at the plate. Guy on the mound's not throwing strikes, but he gets bailed out because Mitchell danced too far off the bag at first.
Here's Cuevas, he takes a little low.
And then there's Casilla, who swings at a pitch a little bit out of the zone.
Cuevas, a ground out to short his first time. 2 outs, nobody on. 1-0. And that's in for a strike, according to Michael Williams. Cuevas, a look back, didn't love it. 2-2 our score. Twilight of the evening setting in. Pitch to Cuevas, that's outside. Cuevas has been very consistent in his 2 Atlantic League seasons with Bridgeport. Pitch to him, swings and misses, a change up there.
Very similar numbers for Cuevas in both seasons.
At 286 2 years ago, 279 last year. Was right around 130 games played both seasons. 138 hits 1 year, 139 the next. Here's a ground ball smack to deep short, and Frias can't handle it. Going well to his right, reached down to backhand, and it skipped in and out of his glove. No play. That'll be an infield hit. And Cuevas has his second knock as a Revs hitter.
Cuevas has been a mainstay at third base each of these first 3 games of the season, a right-handed hitter, so we both know Mace likes to mix and match with his righties and lefties, but even with right-handers on the mound, Cuevas has been the guy at third. He led the Bridgeport Bluefish in games played last year, so he figures, bearing an injury, to be an everyday player for Mace this year and be durable.
Now Zach Wilson. And Reed to the plate. It is over for a strike. Slider. Revs with their 4th hit. They do still have some light bullpen activity. Looks like they'll have somebody getting ready in the 4th. But it appears Atkins will start the inning. Here's the 0-1. And that's down and in on Wilson, who singled up the middle, sparking the 2-run outburst last inning, set the table for that. And he is now 3 for 7 with York. The 1-1 in the dirt, and a backhand pick, Castile. And he'll hold it back for a new baseball from the umpire.
Wilson's also scored 3 runs now, tie for the team lead with Jared Mitchell. So obviously the home run he scores on, but the other 2 times that he's gotten big hits, he's come around to score.
Short lead for Cuevas. The 2-1 change up, danced outside. And it's Ruby Silva who's on deck with Mesa having left the game. Now the stretch from Reed. 3-1. Swing, and he just got a piece. Tips it foul. Castile picks it up behind home plate. A full count, and Cuevas will be on the move here with 2 outs.
Well, an opportunity to snag a run that you might not normally get with a runner on first and less than 2 outs because he'll be off. I mean, even the full count, he'll be off on the pitch, but even just with 2 outs, not like you have to hold up for a fly ball or a line drive anywhere. So if Wilson can find a gap, Cuevas will get home.
They play behind him at first. Reed to the plate, and it's down low. Wilson works out the walk. Second walk of the inning. And it's first and second for Ruby Silva. The bullpen activity is Josh Komborowicz, who was activated earlier today. And Silva, who has started the first 2 games in left field. Officially, this will be a pinch hit appearance. Silva 1 for 4 with a double last night, 1 for 8 overall here in the early going. And a lefty-lefty matchup. Mace was going to give him tonight off with a lefty starting, but forced into duty. So he will stay in and play left. Cuevas at second, Wilson at first. The stretch from Reed, first pitch is swung on and missed, and Ruby didn't get cheated. up there firing away.
Ruby doesn't seem to ever get cheated. He's a free swinger up there. Hits the ball hard when he does hit it. Really impressed with a few of his batting practice sessions early on this year.
Trying to untie it. Reed ready. And the 0-1 missed outside, tailing away. Silva last night just missed a home run, and watching it on the replay later, it hit the top of the wall and it carried up before it came back down. It was centimeters away. Pitch is swung on and missed. A slider kept down, and Reed jumps ahead of him.
The one thing I'm noticing in my first season here in York is that when a ball is hit towards the top of the arch nemesis and left, it will have a tendency to go up, and we've seen a couple in batting practice clip the yellow on top and still go over.
Yeah, Casilla hit one like that. It's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Took some off. And Reed with a strikeout to end the inning. No runs on one hit and 2 men left. We'll go to the 4th. Michael with the play-by-play. The Revs and Barnstormers all tied at 2.
Brimmer has been York's license and notary specialist since 1969. An approved online messenger for PennDOT, it offers registration and driver's license renewals, online title transfers, money orders, and notary service, all with a friendly staff that guarantees your satisfaction. For more information on Brimmer's convenient hours and fast service, call 717-699-1060 in York or visit them on the web at brimmers.com. Brimmer Fast Licensing and Notary Service with 4 convenient locations in York and Lancaster.
Shipley Energy is more than just an energy company. We're a family tradition. Our goal is to provide outstanding customer service and to make energy easy for you. From heating oil and propane to natural gas and electricity, our team can help. We also offer HVAC services, installation, maintenance, and service plans to keep your home safe and comfortable. In addition, our team can improve the quality of water in your home. To learn more, visit ShipleyEnergy.com or call 855-5-SHIPLEY. We make energy easy.
You trust AAA to work at every mile. But AAA doesn't just cover your car. They can also cover your home. AAA Home Insurance protects every square foot. And when you add AAA Home Insurance to AAA Auto Insurance, you get more protection and more savings. Insurance that's not just insurance. Talk to your local AAA insurance agent today or visit AAA.com to learn more about AAA Home Insurance.
This is Paul Fletcher. You're listening to York Revolution Baseball on the home of the Revs. Sports Radio 1350 WOYK. First in York, first in sports.
2-2 ball game, top of inning number 4 from Peoples Bank Park in downtown York, Pennsylvania. Michael Marcantonini taking over on the play-by-play. I'm alongside Darryl Henry here in the booth. It's the Revs 2, the Barnstormers 2 as we set things up here in the top of the 4th. Bottom 3 in the lineup for the Barnstormers to face Mitch Atkins. It's Keenan Walker, Vladimir Frias, and Carlos Garcia, 7-8-9, as Atkins throws a strike, a foul ball off the bat of Walker. Walker walked and scored a run back in the 2nd. Atkins out for inning number 4. Pitch count getting up there. He's over 60 on the night. There was bullpen action for the Revs recently. There's a strike over 0-2. Josh Kimborowicz was loosening up. Momentarily he stopped throwing. Could be ready or just taking a break. Gotta believe this is Atkins' last full inning. Could be his last inning overall. A fastball missing high. 1-2. 2-2 ball game. Game 3 of a 4-game series between the crosstown rivals, York and Lancaster. There's a changeup missing low and outside, 2-2. The Revs got both of their runs in the 2nd. A Zach Wilson single, and then a double off the bat of Melky Mesa, then a double off the bat of Jose Tabata brought both runs home to tie it at 2. Strike 3 on the outside corner, a fastball low and outside. Great job by Mitch Atkins there to paint the black at the knees, and Walker down on strikes.
Now he's made some great pitches tonight. That was one of them. A cutter that began just off the plate away. Easy pitch for a hitter to give up on. And then right there at the end, it's on its way back and clips the corner.
Atkins gave up an early run. That came in the first inning. He gave up back-to-back doubles to Rico Noel and Blake Galen. That put the Barnstormers up 1-0. He gave up another run in the second. Now a tapper back to him, but that's a foul ball as Vladimir Frias chopped one off his foot. He's down and now on one knee. That one didn't feel good. It never does when you foul one off the lower part of the leg. Now Lancaster's trainer out to chat with him, see if he's all right. The ball went past Mitch Atkins on the mound, but it was a foul ball. Now Ross Peoples, Barnstormers manager, doubles as their third base coach over to check up on Vladimir Frias. So he'll get up and try to walk it off. There's one down in the inning. We're in the top of inning number 4, 2-2 between the Revs and Barnstormers. This is game 3 of a 4-game set. The finale of this 4-game series tomorrow at 1 p.m. After that, the Revs will have an off day on Monday before a 3-game series squished into 2 days against the Road Warriors. For now, the War of the Roses continues in game 3. The Revs won both of the games so far this series. 9-4 win last night. Fastball high from Atkins as Frias digs back into the box. Counts 1-1. Revs an opening night 4-3 win. That was a thriller. 9-4 win last night. They cruised after scoring 9 in the first 3 innings. They didn't score the rest of the way, but didn't matter. Frias fouls one out of play. 2-2 the score here. It's been a competitive first 3 full innings. Now here in the 4th, Mitch Atkins has retired the first batter he saw. That was Keenan Walker, who struck out looking. 2-strike count on Frias. Off the hands into shallow left center field. Coming on is Ruby Silva, who took over for Melky Mesa, batting for him last half inning. Now first inning in the field for Ruby, and he puts it away for out number 2.
Good job mixing out and in from Mitch Atkins. Jam Frias there. I'm seeing a few umbrellas pop up around the stands. It's a very light rain. You can barely see it, but very light drizzle coming down again.
So here's Carlos Garcia. Singled home a run in the second, a line drive RBI single over the head of Ryan Denon, just a little bit to his right. They got into left to bring home the second run of the game for Lancaster. Now another line drive, this one into right field down in front of Jared Mitchell. So Carlos Garcia, have yourself a day. First game of the season, first at-bats of the season, as he's 2 for 2 with 2 hard hit balls.
He's making a run at some more playing time here.
Absolutely. And I mentioned earlier how Ross Peoples shook up his lineup a little bit today, moved Noel towards the top, Carlos Garcia in the ball game. Keenan Walker making his first start of the season. Kyle Waldrop back in there. A few changes for the Barnstormers tonight, and so far they've looked good offensively. Now Sanford shows bunt, a drag bunt foul down the first base line. A good idea there, but he just couldn't get it to stay fair. It's 0-1.
Yeah, if that's fair, he's a guy that's at first base, and a couple of blinks of the eye, he almost outran the ball.
Yeah. Revs and Barnstormers tied at 2. We're in the top of the 4th. Michael Marcantonini with you on the call alongside Darryl Henry. Revs 2-0 to start the season for the first time since 2014 when they swept the Camden River Sharks in a 4-game series. Now move over to first, and Garcia diving back safely. Jakey Zell the win in relief last night. 2 shutout innings in the 9-4 win for York. Another move over to first. This one a quicker toss from Atkins, but back safely is Garcia. Tie ball game, 2 runs apiece for Lancaster and York. Top of the 4th. Garcia, who singled with 2 outs, leads off first. Sanford, the leadoff hitter, in the box. And the pitch. Fastball high. Well, Darryl Atkins has looked really good this inning. Retired the first 2 batters. He did that in the 3rd as well. Has yet to throw a 1-2-3 inning, but nonetheless, he's settled down nicely.
2-out singles you can live with.
Garcia takes off as this one's fouled into the netting, so he'll retreat back to first.
And I don't think he's working with the biggest strike zone tonight. At the previous pitch, a cutter, it was up, but it was pretty close. The high strike hasn't seemed to really be there this evening. But, yeah, he's settled into a decent groove here these last couple of frames.
He's given up 7 hits in 4 as Garcia takes off again. Off the end of the bat, chopper back to Atkins. He'll have to throw quickly. He does in time over to Wilson at the bag, and the inning is over. So Atkins, a second straight scoreless frame. He allows a 2-out single, but that's all. We go to the bottom of the 4th. The Barnstormers and Revs tied at 2. You're listening on Sports Radio 1350 WOYK.
Have you heard? Royal Farms has gotten the national culinary recognition it deserves. Yeah, in Food and Wine magazine's article, 10 gas station foods across the country that are worth the detour, they put Royal Farms' world-famous chicken at the top of the list. Well, we've always known that Royal Farms has the best fried chicken, but now the whole world knows. So hurry into a Royal Farms to pick up some of their nationally recognized world-famous chicken before the world beats a path to their door. Royal Farms, real fresh, real fast.
If you own a tractor-trailer business, then you know the cost of having your rig down instead of on the road. Rivers Truck Center in Red Lion keeps your trucks on the road by providing a one-stop shop for all your trucking needs. Rivers handles full-service truck sales and carries a full line of parts for all makes and models, has their own full-service collision center, and provides 24-hour emergency towing and roadside assistance. Check out riverstruck.com for more info. There's a reason Rivers Truck Center has been in business for over 40 years. They really do care.
It is easy being green. In York County, trash is safely managed at a waste-to-energy facility where it is used as fuel to produce electricity. The electricity generated from trash is enough to power 20,000 homes. That's enough to light the entire city of York. Learn more at www.ycswa.com. Garbage is power.
This is Ryan Dent. You're listening to York Revolution Baseball on the home of the Revs, Sports Radio 1350, WOYK, first in York, first in sports.
Bottom of the 4th inning from Peoples Bank Park in downtown York. Game 3 of a 4-game series. The Lancaster Barnstormers coming in for this opening series with the York Revolution. This ball game's tied at 2. Lancaster got a single run in both the 1st and 2nd innings. York tied the ball game at 2 in the bottom of the 2nd on Jose Tabata's 2 RBI double over the head of Keenan Walker in left field, and it's Jose Tabata that'll lead things off for the Revs in the bottom of the 4th. Tabata, Dent, Clark, 6, 7, 8. Tabata making his season debut tonight, doubled over the head of Walker after Melky Mesa, who was also making his season debut, doubled the left center. Mesa has since exited the game with what we only guessed to be an injury. Ruby Silva came into left field for him. Tabata takes a curveball outside, 1-0. 2-2 ball game between the Barnstormers and the Revolution, bottom 4. Tabata awaits the 1-0 from Reed. There's a strike, what looked to be a changeup. Well, Nate Reed working into his 4th, just as Mitch Atkins did in the last half inning. A shutout frame, 2 straight scoreless frames for Atkins, who settled down nicely in this one. There's a ball outside, 2-1 on Jose. Tabata, a former top prospect in the Yankees system, was then later traded to the Pittsburgh Pirates, where he spent parts of 6 Major League seasons. Takes another ball outside. Tabata was originally signed by the Yankees on his 16th birthday. Now Reed offers a fastball down the middle, and that makes the count even at 2. Can you imagine signing a professional baseball contract at 16 years old? The 2-2. Off the end of the bat, sinking into center field, and that one is going to be caught. A sliding, diving grab by Sanford, who broke back and then realized he had to come in on it. And Tabata robbed of a knock.
Yeah, total misplay, but he made up for it. It backed up, and it was a top-spinning, hooking, sinking line drive. But no, I can't imagine. Most kids just want a car.
Yeah.
You know, that's all.
Worrying about, what, chemistry your junior year of high school, and he's signing a baseball contract. Now Ryan Dent takes a ball, and he stared in at The catcher and home plate umpire hoping, maybe willing that would be called a ball, and it worked. Counts 1-0. One down in the inning, 2-2 ball game between the Barnstormers and Revs, bottom 4. Nate Reed still on the bump as he misses high. It's 2-0. Well, Ryan Dent, a 3-run blast of a home run to put the Revs ahead for good on opening night in a 4-3 win, but since then he's been quiet. That's his only hit this year. He's also walked once. Now in on the hands, Reed gets him to pop one up, but that's foul into the seats over the Revs dugout. Dent grounded out in the second. Key member of last year's championship squad. He's back with a core that includes Travis Witherspoon, Michael Burgess, Jared Mitchell, all fixtures in the Revs starting lineup. Fastball inside. Dent thought about it but held up. Ryan Dent, a Long Beach, California native, was teammates in high school with Revolution teammate Zach Wilson. He takes inside, but it's called a strike. Dent was on his way down to first base, and now he'll head back to the box. The count is full. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. 2-2 ball game, bottom 4. The southpaw Reed kicks, and the pitch. Check swing, but it's called strike 3 anyway. I don't know if they said he went around, but either way, strike 3 as Dent goes down.
Those are the most frustrating, when a pitch before you either think or you hope that you're getting ball 4, and then in the next one, the at-bat ends.
Now the switch-hitting catcher, Tyler Clark. He struck out swinging his first time up. Reed an opportunity for a 1-2-3 inning as Clark takes a big hack and comes up empty. Reed worked a 1-2-3 first inning, then gave up the 2 runs in the second. Gave up a single and 2 walks in the third, but the Revs couldn't capitalize. Now has the first 2 men out in the 4th. Clark takes a strike on the outside corner. It's 0-2. 2-2 ball game. Revs and Barnstormers tied in game 3 of a 4-game set. Revs 2-0 to start the season. The 0-2. Swing and a miss, a breaking ball, and Clark's down on 3 pitches. So a 1-2-3 inning for Nate Reed, as no runs, no hits, no errors, and none reached base. We go to the top of the 5th. Still a 2-2 ball game between the Revs and Barnstormers. You're listening to the ball game on Sports Radio 1350 WOYK.
Hey, it's the good-looking genius at Broadway Transmission. You know what really grinds my gears? Perfectly good cars being thrown away just because the transmission went bad. My mind slips into overdrive when someone says,
I'll just get a new car before I'm spending that kind of money on a transmission.
What? According to Kelley Blue Book, the average price of a new car is $32,000. Now you're going to finance that, right? There's another $6,000 to $8,000. And if you drive it off the showroom floor, it loses 20% of its value immediately. Don't forget, you also have to pay sales tax, higher insurance rates, title and registration fees, and come up with $600, $700, $800 a month depending on your interest rates for 5 years. And remember, you will still have to pay for the upkeep of the car. Brakes, tires, wipers, fluids, etc. Stop! Trade your transmission, not your car.
Thanks, good-looking genius.
You're welcome, ma'am. Broadway Transmission. We'll get your shift together and save you all that dough. Visit us on the web at BroadwayTrans.com or stop in and see how it's done.
Does your wealth advisor know how you take your coffee? At Smith, Mayer & Little Wealth Advisory Group, we genuinely get to know our clients, from their interests, goals, and dreams, right down to how they like their coffee. By understanding our clients on a personal level, we help them make wise financial decisions. In us, you will find a trusted confidant dedicated to your financial success. Smith, Mayer & Little, a wealth of knowledge about wealth. Get to know us over a cup of coffee or visit us at financialjava.com.
Janney Montgomery Scott LLC, member NYSE, FINRA, and SIPC.
This is Chang Choi, athletic trainer of the York Revolution. You're listening to York Revolution Baseball on the home of the Revs, Sports Radio 1350 WOYK. First in York, first in sports.
Top of the 5th inning, Revs and Barnstormers knotted at 2. 7 hits for Lancaster, 4 for York, as Josh Kimborowicz takes over for Mitch Atkins, who looked good through 4 innings. Gave up a run apiece in the first and second, but then settled down and pitched a scoreless third and fourth through 78 pitches, 50 of them for strikes. And now the right-handed throwing Josh Kimborowicz set to make his season debut. He'll face Rico Noel, Blake Galen, and Joey Turdoslavich. 2-3-4 for Lancaster. And Kimborowicz offers a strike over the outside corner of the plate. It's 0-1. Michael Marcantonini with you on the call alongside Darrell Henry. 2-2 ball game, top 5. Kimborowicz the pitch. Fastball low. Kimborowicz activated for the first time this season before today's game. Had been dealing with some soreness. Only pitched in 1 game. Did go 3 innings, though, in spring training when he pitched. Noel digs in the box. He's 2 for 2 tonight with a double and a single. And make that 3 for 3. Rico Noel, back-to-back 3-hit games for the middle infielder of the Barnstormers. And Revs pitchers have just not figured him out.
Now that, I think, from here was a pretty good pitch. Down in the zone, might have had some plate, but he hit it in the right spot. The Kimborowicz, for being sore, his first pitch he came out throwing 91, so hopefully he can feel good tonight and then feel good again tomorrow and get into his groove.
Noel now the league leader in hits with 7, back-to-back 3-hit games. 3 for 4 last night with a run scored and 2 steals. Already has a stolen base tonight as Kimborowicz gets a strike over to Blake Galen, the DH. The left-handed hitting Galen doubled in the second. He brought home Noel, in the first. Galen was later caught stealing on a strike him out, throw him out double play in the inning. Noel runnerish on first, he doesn't go. A strike called on the outside corner. It's 0-2. Kimborowicz, a little bit of an unknown commodity, a former 19th round pick of the Tampa Bay Rays. That was in 2013. He hails from Everett, Washington. 6'3", 215. Move over to first, a high throw, but Zach Wilson snares it. Noel diving back safely. 2-2 ball game. It's the Revs and the Barnstormers in Game 3 of a 4-game series. We're in the top of the 5th. Revs got their 2 runs in the second on Jose Tabata's line drive RBI double over Keenan Walker's head and left. Now a foul ball back into the netting. Count remains 0-2 on Galen.
I know Frank DiGiulio Jr. had some good things to say about Kimbo. They were together in the Rays system, also pitching together overseas this past winter in Taiwan. And Frankie helped get Josh in touch with Mace, bring him here.
Another move over to first and Noel back. And you see that a lot in independent ball. And Mason's talked about it before, but a lot of it's guys he knows, guys that he wants to bring back from the previous season. But he'll also reach out to players that he's bringing in and say, hey, do you have any ideas? Guys looking for a job that would fit our roster. The 0-2, fouled back once again. Your interview with Zach Wilson during the pregame show, we heard Zach talked about he got in touch with Mace and see if Mace still needed a guy and needed a bat. And Mace said, yeah, well, of course. Bringing a guy like Zach Wilson who hit over 280 last year.
Not going to say no to him.
A home run hitter, 14 last season. Noel leads off first in a 2-2 game, top of the 5th. He stopped and the ball's grounded to Wilson, steps on the bag for 1. Now Noel's caught in a pickle. Dent, the shortstop, throws back to Wilson. Wilson has it. He'll throw back to Dent. Dent running him down. Kimborowicz covering first, try to run down Noel. Now Casilla, the second baseman, will finally run Noel out of the baseline. And that's out number 2. So Noel led off with a single. He took off for second and then stopped midway there on an 0-2 pitch to Blake Galen that he chopped to Wilson at first. Wilson stepped on the bag. He was right at first for the first out. And then Noel, the speedy Noel, got himself in a rundown and I wouldn't say almost made out of it because the Revs executed that pretty well. Kimborowicz was even in on it. Now first pitch swinging is Joey Turdoslavich. It's 0-1. That's a 3-6-3, 6-1-4 double play right there. How about it? Still tied here, top 5, 2-2 ball game after that hectic play. And Terdoslovic skies one in the air, middle of the diamond. We'll see who wants it. Cuevas on the mound, stumbling on the mound. It'll drop in the infield. There's a pop-up in the middle infield last night that Michael Burgess caught at the last minute, avoiding disaster. And right here, we see a pop-up drop on the second base, or the first base side of the mound. And Terdoslovic is aboard as a 2-out base runner.
And this is that perfect time of night where when it gets above the lights, just like we saw opening night, it can be torture. And it ended up on Casilla's side of the mound. Ultimately, should have been his play, but Cuevas might have called for it early.
A curveball over from Kim Borowitz. The count's 0-1 on Ryan Castile, the catcher. 1 for 5 with an RBI last night. This is his first start at catcher. He was the DH in last night's ball game. Now Kim Borowitz will take a look at Terdoslovic on first. Comes set and the pitch. Hard hit ground ball down the third base line, a fair ball. It'll go all the way into the corner. Silva coming to cut it off. Stopping at third is Terdoslovic. He was held up there by Ross Peoples. It's a stand-up double for Ryan Castile. And the inning continues with runners at second and third for Lancaster when essentially it should have been over on that infield pop-up.
Yeah, and you certainly hope that doesn't come back to bite. I think Kim Borowitz was trying to claim that ball was foul and Mace was going to come out and ask, but I think he had gotten word that it was indeed fair, so no argument will come. But yeah, with the Revs infield pop-ups like that, it's a shock when one lands because those guys are so good. I would imagine, going back to that play, Cuevas initially, it might well have looked like it was his. And he called it early, and then it gets above the lights. You lose sight of it. And Casilla had backed away, not wanting to get in his way. Then the mound comes into play, and it ended up getting botched. But Fletch making a visit here, just all you can do is go after the next hitter and try to not let it come back to bite you.
That next hitter is the right fielder Kyle Waldrop. Didn't play in last night's ball game. Started on opening night. He's 0 for 2 tonight. And you go back to that pop-up, Darryl, and it's a play where Cuevas struggled once he got to the mound. He stumbled on that mound and then ended up on his knees without the ball in his glove. And a play where Casilla or Wilson, either one of them would have had an easier play on it. It was to that side of the mound.
Yeah, I think the mound ultimately was the undoing.
Castile then doubled, but here's Waldrop with runners at second and third and 2 outs. Ball game still tied at 2. The Barnstormers have 10 hits, which include that botched pop-up in the infield. That went down as a single for Terdoslovic. Castile then doubled. Now the pitch popped up in the air, third base side, foul territory. Cuevas can't see it, now running over, and he makes the grab on the warning track in front of the dugout of the Barnstormers. So Josh Kimborowitz gets out of the inning with no damage done. 10 hits through 5 innings for the Barnstormers, but they only have 2 runs. We're tied at 2 through 4.5. We go to the bottom of the 5th now. You're listening on Sports Radio 1350 WOYK.
New to you is still used. Why buy used when you can buy a new Mitsubishi from York Mitsubishi for less? Get to York Mitsubishi and check out the all-new Eclipse Cross ES with super all-wheel control. Lease it for just $189 a month for 36 months. Or the Outlander Sport ES as low as $18,990. Plus, they're hooking you up with an industry-leading 10-year, 100,000-mile limited powertrain warranty. Only at York Mitsubishi, just off Route 30 on Roosevelt Avenue, York. Online at YorkMitsubishi.com. You want more stuff for less money? You want twice the warranty protection? Get it this month at York Mitsubishi, where Mitsubishis always cost less. Bigger families will love the 7-passenger Outlander ES. Get it for as low as $21,390, or the fuel-sipping 40-plus mile-per-gallon 2018 Mirage for just $11,990. Don't buy a used vehicle that's had multiple owners. Not when you could buy new for less. York Mitsubishi, Route 30 and Roosevelt Avenue behind Royal Farms. Check out the selection at YorkMitsubishi.com.
Okay, John, shelves are stocked.
So are the new Fast Play games from the Pennsylvania Lottery. Just pick your game, get your ticket, and see if you've won.
Like $20 on the spot, loaded with $20 prizes.
Yep, winning's never been faster.
Not faster than me clearing these shelves.
Dude, I hope you're even faster at restocking.
Yeah.
Fast
play. Play fast, win instantly. The Pennsylvania Lottery. Players must be 18 or older. Please play responsibly. Benefits older Pennsylvanians every day.
Listen live, on demand, and on the go. Download the new WOYK app on the Apple and Google Play stores today.
We've got another good one on our hands from People's Bank Park in downtown York. It's the Barnstormers 2, the Revs 2 in the bottom of the 5th inning. 9-1-2 for the Revs, Travis Witherspoon, Jared Mitchell, Alexi Casilla. It was an eventful top of the 5th inning. Josh Kimborowitz took over for Mitch Atkins in relief. Kimborowitz making his season debut. Gave up a leadoff single to Rico Noel. He was then retired on a 3-6-3, 6-1-4 double play. And Joey Turdosovich hit a sky-high pop-up that dropped in the infield for a single. Ryan Castile then doubled. Then Kyle Waldrop popped in foul territory to third to end the inning. 2-2 ball game. Here's Witherspoon. Takes a curveball from Nate Reed, who's back out for a 5th inning of work. Second Barnstormer starter to reach the 5th inning this season. Joe Gardner went 5 with 7 strikeouts on opening night. He took the loss. Now if pitch outside, it's 1-1. Jonathan Albaladejo only worked an inning and 2/3 last night. Gave up 6 runs and was charged with the loss as the Revs won 9-4. Now a 2-2 game, bottom 5. Witherspoon, a chopper foul off his leg. Michael Marcantonini with you, calling the action alongside Darrell Henry. And Darrell, this is the point in the game where the Revs have seen the bats gone quiet. The middle innings, they haven't scored past the 4th inning at all this season through 2 games. The 1-2 from Reed, swing and a miss, fastball up and away that Witherspoon chased. He's the first out. 3 straight strikeouts for Nate Reed. He's got the first out of the 5th.
Yeah, time to change that trend of only scoring in the first 4 innings, but tonight Reed has gotten better as the game has gone on, and he's really dominated the bottom of the order. He's gotten Clark and Witherspoon on strikes both times.
Dent, Clark, and Witherspoon have combined 0 for 6 with the 5 strikeouts. Back to the top in Jared Mitchell, 0 for 1 with a walk. He was picked off first his last time on base. Now a hard hit line drive right at Turdosovich at the first base bag. A sinking liner that Turdosovich was right there to grab. And Mitchell a hard hit out number 2.
He was drawn in a little bit. He barely had time to react, and that thing was in his glove. The ball was scalded.
Now Alexi Casilla will have a shot with none on and 2 outs. 2-2 ball game between the Barnstormers and Revs. Game 3 of a 4-game set. First pitch from Reed, breaking ball misses high. And Reed has been successful with the soft stuff tonight. His fastball's been pretty good as well. 1-0 count on Casilla, 2 down. Now a softly hit ground ball to third. It eats up the third baseman Garcia, and Casilla will be safe at first. It looked like it was about to hit the bag. Garcia, who was playing in, tried to backhand it. The ball kind of went up his arm, and Casilla's safe at first. We'll see what they score that. It is indeed an infield single. Not an error on Garcia at third. So Casilla picks up his first hit of the night. He now has a 3-game hitting streak. Was 2 for 3 last night.
I think it did just clip that corner of the bag and change direction on him.
Now Jose Cuevas steps in the box with his open stance from the right side. Takes a pitch there for a strike. It's 0-1. Casilla on first after the infield single. A slow chopper down to third. Garcia decided to backhand it. It was close to the bag, and like Darrell said, might have clipped the corner. 0-1 on Cuevas. Now a hard hit ground ball to third. Garcia has this one. He'll go the easy way to second. A close play, but just in time. 5-4 put out. I'm surprised he went to second, but he gets the out anyway. A fielder's choice ends it. Revs go down quietly. A 2-out single, but that's it. We go to the top of the 6th inning. 2-2 ball game between the Revs and Barnstormers. You're listening on Sports Radio 1350 WOYK.
As you clean it out, keep in mind Community Aid's looking for your lucky leftovers. After you wrap up your yard sale, donate what's left over at your closest Community Aid Drive-Up Donation Center. They're attached to each of Community Aid's incredible thrift stores in our area. Hanover, Harrisburg, Lancaster, Mechanicsburg, and Selinsgrove. Community Aid wants your lucky leftovers to help more than 750 local charities. Learn more at communityaid.net. But don't forget, give your lucky leftovers to Community Aid. Neighbors helping neighbors.
Carmen Fusco Pro Baseball and Softball Academy in New Cumberland offers a variety of lesson plans for every budget. Owner Carmen Fusco has 38 years of Major League Baseball experience, and our staff is made up entirely of professional instructors, including Carmen Fusco, Sam Knott, TJ Cronenberger, and Lisa Baker. We offer one-on-one private instruction, camps and clinics, and year-round travel ball programs focused on developing the player. We differ from other facilities because we offer professional instruction with Major League Baseball techniques. We also provide free college placement for our athletes. Conveniently located off I-83 between Harrisburg and York, check out Carmen Fusco Pro Baseball and Softball Academy in New Cumberland and go online to fuscoprobaseball.com.
Sports injury? Walk into WellSpan Urgent Orthopedics for immediate care. No appointment is ever needed. Our orthopedic and sports medicine specialists are here to treat you. Visit wellspan.org/urgent orthopedics today for hours at our York and Hanover locations.
Hey, this is Jacoby Jones, Super Bowl champ, Dancing with the Stars. If y'all didn't vote for me, it's y'all fault I lost, but you're listening to the radio, WOYK 1350, baby.
Revs and Barnstormers tied at 2, bottom 6 from Peoples Bank Park. This is Game 3 of a 4-game series that will conclude tomorrow afternoon, a 1 o'clock start time for the series finale. Josh Kimborowicz will get another inning in relief. Worked a scoreless 5th, worked around a 2-out single and a double. The single was on a pop-up that dropped in the infield. There was a 3-6, 3-6, 1-4 double play in that hectic top of the 5th. The Revs went quietly, just an infield single from Alexi Casilla in the bottom of the 5th. That was it. So the score 2-2 in the top of the 6th, and time was momentarily stopped to start the inning, and now play will resume. Keenan Walker will lead off against Kimborowicz, shows bunt and pulls back. And it's 1-0. The same 3 that started the 4th inning for the Barnstormers start the 6th. It's Walker, Frias, Garcia, 7, 8, 9. Keenan Walker, the first round selection of the Chicago White Sox in 2011. 47th overall, he was in one of the compensation rounds. Jared Mitchell, the Revs right fielder, was a first round pick in 2010 by the White Sox. So got to believe those two crossed paths at some point in the Sox system. 2-0 the count to Walker. Here's the pitch from Kimborowicz. Fastball high and outside. It's 3-0. This is his 5th pro season, first in the Atlantic League, first with the Revs for Kimborowicz. The 3-0. Swinging 3-0. There's a ground ball in the hole to second. Casilla, a heck of a play to stop it from going into the outfield. But the throw is late and it pulls Wilson off the bag. An infield single for Keenan Walker.
Well, the effort was worth being on a highlight reel. Full dive to his left and then rolling over, and as he was falling to his side, throwing that ball to first base, did all he could. If it wasn't Walker running, would have had a real chance to get somebody, but Keenan Walker, one of these guys that Lancaster has with terrific speed.
Heck of an effort there from Casilla, going to his left and diving. But it's an infield leadoff single for Walker. He will run. He's stolen a base in this series. Here's Vladimir Frias, who's 1 for 2. He shows bunt, but pulls back.
Really interesting that he swung 3-0 to lead off an inning as well.
A little surprised at that, and especially you usually see a power hitter be a guy who gets a 3-0 green light, do something they can drive. But Walker, he's lucky that he beat that play because Casilla made a heck of a play. Now, short lead for him off first. Kimborowicz will check the pitch. Fastball high, so he's throwing 5 straight balls to start the inning, and Tyler Clark, the catcher, will walk out in front of the plate and motion something to Kim Borowitz, maybe said a few words, just tell him to relax. 2-2 ball game between the Barnstormers and the Revs. The Stormers have 11 hits, the Revs only have 5. Second straight night that Lancaster's cracked the double digits in the hit column. A fastball that misses off the plate. Not sure where that one was. It's 3-0. Steven Johnson continues to warm in the Barnstormers bullpen. No action right now in the Revs pen. Walker on first after the infield single. The pitch to Frias. There's a strike right down the alley. 3-1.
And not great conditions right now either, with rain continuing and it's pretty chilly. It's another reason I was surprised they swung 3-0.
1 run apiece in the first and second for Lancaster. That's been it. 2 runs in the second for York on Jose Tabata's 2 RBI double to left field. Now Kim Borowitz taking his time, looking Walker back. He'll look over once again. He comes set. Now time is called. The batter Frias called time. Carlos Garcia, who's 2 for 2 with a pair of singles, waits on deck. Kim Borowitz, another look at first. He seems a little bit worried about Walker. Now Walker takes off. Swing and a foul ball back on 3-1. So you had Walker swing 3-0 to start the inning. He reached. Now Frias, it is a hitter's count 3-1, but you figure he's got one to take there with Walker running, and it looked like he had a pretty good jump. Nonetheless, he'll be sent back on the foul ball.
They're going to be aggressive, maybe sometimes to a fault this season. But they'll win some games by way of that aggressiveness as well.
Full count on Frias. We'll see if Walker goes again. He does. The pitch is low and inside. A ball stopped in the dirt by Clark. That's ball 4. So an infield single and a walk sets up first and second for the Barnstormers. And here's Carlos Garcia. He's 2 for 2.
Now batting, the runners came in of the game, and you know what that means.
And a hot bat tonight, but got to anticipate a bunt here. Number 9 hitter, even though he's 2 for 2. Grass is wet. Tie game, speed on base, end up next. All of that at play. The Revs will set up to defend the bunt and react accordingly.
2-2 ball game, bottom 6. Garcia does show bunt. This one's inside. It gets away from Clark. It almost hit Garcia, very close. And he just pulled the bat back. It's 1-0.
That'll make him think twice about getting too comfortable with that square around.
After Garcia, it's back to the top of the order for Sanford. Revs and Barnstormers tied at 2. 16 hits combined in this game, but only 4 combined runs. Bottom 6, the corners pinch in for the Revs. The middle infielders are at double play depth, but just in a little bit for York. Fastball high and outside. Cuevas is a few steps in front of the third base bag. Wilson maybe a step or 2 in front of the first base bag. Dent, the shortstop, is very close to second base. Well, one, you want to keep the runner at second close, but then he'll move back a little bit more towards the hole. Casilla, the second baseman, halfway, not necessarily double play depth. The pitch to Garcia, fouled out of play, third base side.
That's 1 strike.
2-1 the count.
It's like Zach Treese is going to start throwing.
Treese, one of only 2 other members, one of only 2 members, the other Ricardo Gomez, that has not pitched yet this season for York. Kim Borowitz comes set. Runners at first and second. Here's the 2-1. Both runners take off a bunt. Not a good one. Right back to Kim Borowitz. He throws to first for the first out. Casilla, the second baseman, covering. It's a 1-4 putout. And Lancaster's lucky they sent the runners there because that was not a good bunt. It could have easily been a double play ball. Either that or they might have been able to get the lead runner Walker out at third base, if not for putting the runners in motion. Nonetheless, a sacrifice bunt for Carlos Garcia.
I don't totally understand that. unless somebody missed a sign. They gained nothing by running. They would have advanced anyway. If he pops it up, it's an easy double play.
Sure. Now the infield comes in for York. Ground ball foul down the first baseline. Inches from untying this game and plating two. It was Darian Sanford. The Revs and Barnstormers are tied at 2. We're in the top of inning number 6. Michael Marcantonini alongside Darryl Henry in the booth. Infield comes in all the way around for the Revs. They're shading Sanford to pull in the outfield. Fastball missing inside. Sanford moved his shoulder out of the way and turned to get out of the way. Keenan Walker an infield single, then a Vladimir Frias walk, then a Carlos Garcia sac bunt is set up second and third with just one down. With the infield in, here's the pitch. Fastball misses, I guess, high. The count's 2-1. Only one down in the inning. Kim Borowitz trying to work through this and keep the game tied. Working out of the windup with runners at second and third. Here's the pitch. That misses outside as well. Zach Treese continues to warm in the Revs bullpen as Kim Borowitz has lost the strike zone a little bit in the inning. He's already walked one. He's run another 3-ball count. 2-2 ball game. Infield in, here's the pitch. Fastball misses high, and doesn't look like Kim Borowitz has a lot of velocity on his pitches right now. I don't know if it's lingering effects from the soreness that he was dealing with over the past week or what, but now Mark Mason on the top step of the Revs dugout directing traffic in the infield.
He wants him a double play depth, which is going to be tough with this speed, but it's also, it's the 6th inning, but it's only the 6th inning. Take a shot at 2. If you don't turn it, at least you make sure you get one out.
Well, this is the guy that the Barnstormers want at the plate right now. He's 3 for 3. It's Rico Noel. Doubled, stole a bag, and scored a run in the first. Singled in the second and fifth. Here's the first pitch to him. Fastball outside. And I'm surprised Clark hasn't gone out for a chat yet this inning as Kim Borowitz threw 5 straight balls to start the inning. Excuse me, at one point in the inning. The 1-0. Line drive into right field. Mitchell coming on. He dives. He doesn't come up with it. He knocks it down, though. Station-to-station baseball for Lancaster. Everybody moves up one bag. And the game is untied. It's now 3-2 Lancaster in the top of the 6th on the RBI single from Rico Noel, who's 4 for 4 with 3 singles and a double.
And Mitchell's so close to making an unbelievable grab. Also, if that ball gets by him, everybody might score. Witherspoon, a good job of hustling over to try to prevent that and back up, but that's one where Mitchell had to dive because if he pulls up to play it on a hop, it might short hop him and still get by.
Revs still a double play depth. Next batter is Blake Galen, the designated hitter. He'll have a bases loaded situation as well. The Barnstormers just broke the 2-2 tie. It's now 3-2 in the top of the 6th. Kim Borowitz in a jam. Pitching out of the windup with the bases loaded. Ground ball foul down the first base line. Goes down by the Revs bullpen. This is the first time through 3 games that the Revs have trailed this late in the game. They're down 1 in the 6th. 12 hits for Lancaster. The pitch to Galen, up and in, misses for a ball. Two and 1 the count, 1 down in the inning, 3-2 Lancaster, bases juiced. Keenan Walker, who led off the inning with a single, scored the first run of the inning, and now Kim Borowitz misses low and outside. Tyler Clark pounces out of his catcher's stance to grab that one.
Yeah, he's fighting it. He was kicking at the dirt there on his cleats and doesn't seem real comfortable with his mechanics right now.
Now time is called by Galen at the dish. Lancaster leading 3-2 after an RBI single by Rico Noel. Who else? He's 4 for 4. He's scored a run. He's driven in a run. He's also stolen a bag. Leads the league in hitting. Now a fastball in the dirt. and that's ball 4. So another run will score for Lancaster, and Kimborowicz, like you said, Darryl, a couple moments ago, something just doesn't look right. He could be fighting something out there. Vladimir Frias comes in to score the second run of the inning for Lancaster. And this has all the makings of a disastrous inning for York. Now Mark Mason out to the mound. A slow trot to the mound, a slow walk to the mound, I should say, and Zach Treese is going to come in.
He kept looking back at that landing area and clearly wasn't comfortable. It's a tough spot, his first outing of the year, and ended up in a jam, and you're trying to work out of it at the same time trying to get your feet wet on the entire season here in your first outing.
So a pitching change for the Revs. Zach Treese will come into the ballgame. We'll tell you a little bit more about him when we come back. We'll take a quick break. It's 4-2 Lancaster here in the top of the 6th. You're listening on Sports Radio 1350 WOYK.
Money and business are essential to the strength of a community. So is cheering and celebration and music and fun. That's why York Revolution games, concerts, youth sports, special events, and more happen at a place called People's Bank Park. People's Bank has been serving York County for more than 150 years. Always cheering, always celebrating, always committed to the things that make York County great. And to you having a great time at People's Bank Park. People's Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Planning your next visit to York? Book your stay at Courtyard by Marriott. Conveniently situated near local businesses, shopping, dining, downtown, and local attractions, Courtyard by Marriott features a state-of-the-art lobby, inviting flexible spaces to work or relax, free Wi-Fi, our well-equipped fitness center, and the bistro, offering healthy options and refreshing choices, including Starbucks and an evening bar. Your stay is sure to be more comfortable, productive, and enjoyable than ever before. Courtyard by Marriott, 2799 Concord Road in York. Book your stay at 717-840-7840.
You'll always hit it out of the park with great Best Yet products from your neighborhood SureSave stores. Like party platters with $18.93 deli items. Team up Best Yet hot dogs with Best Yet kettle cooked chips. And get Best Yet 12 packs of soda and Best Yet Rising Crust pizzas at Saubles Markets in Shrewsbury, Stewartstown, Whiteford, and East York. And at Nell's Market Fresh Foods in Spry.
Hi, this is United States Olympic gold medalist Jenny Finch. You're listening to York Revolution Baseball on Sports Radio 1350. WOYK. First in York, first in sports.
Pitching change for the Revs in the top of the 6th. They trail Lancaster 4-2. Zach Treese comes into the ball game to make his season debut in relief of Josh Kimborowicz, who got a second inning out of the bullpen, but could only get one out in the 6th. His night is done after an inning and a third. His line is not closed. He's responsible for all 3 runners on base right now. As Joey Turdoslavich, the switch-hitting first baseman, comes to bat, takes a ball outside from Treese, 1 and out. 4-2 Lancaster. They have 4 runs on 12 hits. Third straight night they're out hitting the Revs. Second straight night they're in double digits in the hit column. Bases loaded, 1 down. Here's the pitch from Treese. Swing and a miss from Turdoslavich, 1-1. Treese has not pitched an affiliated ball in his career. He was originally signed by the Gateway Grizzlies of the Frontier League in 2012. This is his 7th pro season, second in the Atlantic League. He was with Long Island last season, went 6-2 for them in 53 games. Pitching out of the stretch, here it is. Fly ball right field, Mitchell going back on it, still going back, a leaping grab. No, he didn't make the catch. 2 runs are going to score. Here's the relay throw, the throw into the plate, not in time. 2 more come in for the Barnstormers. It looked like Jared Mitchell made a leaping grab out there. I lost the ball because there's a couple white signs in right field. But it's a 2 RBI single for Joey Turdoslavich. The second runner that was coming home, Noel, had to hold up, but then he was waved home. The throw was actually a little bit closer than expected. Noel didn't slide. Tyler Clark sweep tag just late as Noel had crossed the plate. It's now 6-2, and Lancaster's thrown up a 4 spot here in the 6th. Both of those runs charged to Josh Kimborowicz. He's still responsible for the man on third. That's Galen. Turdoslavich an RBI single. 2 RBI single.
Oh.
And now that one hit Castile. So the inning goes from bad to worse as Ryan Castile's plunked with a pitch. The bases are loaded again for Lancaster, and it's looking more and more like they're going to continue to add to this 4-run six. They're already up 6-2. They have 13 hits. Castile now reaches base safely for the 3rd time tonight. First time through 3 games that the Revs bullpen has struggled like this. The bullpen did not give up a run in 5 innings of work on opening night. So the next batter, Kyle Waldrop, chops one foul, 0-1. Last night, the bullpen gave up 3 runs in 6 innings of work, but even that was pretty solid. They used 5 guys last night. Treese, the 2nd man out of the pen tonight. But this 6th inning, Darryl, it seems like it should have come sooner in this series the way Lancaster's hit the ball. Now a chopper out to second. Casilla has it. He'll go to second for 1. The turn, no throw from Dent. They get the middle runner. Another run comes in to score. That's another run charged to Kimborowicz. So his line is officially complete. And Lancaster's officially batted through the lineup. They'll go back to the top of the order. Or excuse me, the man that led off the inning in Keenan Walker.
Well, I'm sure they feel like they should have had one like this earlier in the series. The Revs have done some great work of escaping trouble and getting outs in the bases and things like that. Lancaster's left on base numbers had been way high. Dave popped over last inning and told me they had 40 base runners, only 5 to lead off innings. So all of those 1 and 2 out threats that didn't materialize.
Keenan Walker, the 10th man to bat in what's been a 5-run inning for Lancaster, still not done. They lead 7-2 in the top of the 6th. Walker started it with an infield single. He scored the first run as he takes a ball. It's 2-0. So Zach Treese has not had much success since coming in for Kimborowicz, excuse me. Kimbo's charged with 5 runs, all of them earned in an inning and a third. Treese trying to get the final out. He came on with 1 out in the inning. Fastball misses low and inside. And it's 3-0. 6-2 with a 3.84 ERA last year with Long Island. 61 innings of work for Treese. Struck out 72 in those 61 innings, so he's a strikeout pitcher. Well, there's another walk. See, that's the 4th walk of the inning, and then you add on a hit by a pitch. It's been a disaster inning for the Revs bullpen.
You go back to that play in right field. I think Mitchell did have it momentarily. I'm with you, though, looking at a white sign, but at first glance, I think he had it like a snow cone reaching up over his shoulder and just couldn't hold on. Damage still would have been done, but might have been out of the inning by now. But it was a really tough play. It looked like it had backspin, was kind of carrying further than anybody thought.
Bases loaded once again, 2 down, swing and a miss on a slider from Treese. That's Vladimir Frias at the dish. He walked and scored a run in the inning. The 2 outs that have come in this inning, you had a sac bunt from Garcia, and then Waldrop hit into a fielder's choice but got an RBI out of it. So both outs have been productive in the inning. Part of the reason why Lancaster's hung a 5 spot.
There is a bat flying around above home plate, adding to the atmosphere of this.
Yeah. Well, Lancaster brought the bats tonight. They've brought them all series. The Revs, the bats have been quiet. Now a line drive into the right field corner. That's going to plate at least 2 more. Mitchell over to cut it off the wall. Digging for 2 is Frias. And the throw goes in, and Jose Cuevas, the 3rd baseman, will cut it off. 2 in to score. Going from 1st to 3rd on that one is Keenan Walker. And the disastrous inning continues. A 7 spot for Lancaster. It's 9-2.
Yeah, it's been a snowball effect. This is one time, and really the first major time here this young season where the Revs have gotten into some trouble in an inning and haven't been able to get out of it, at least limiting the damage.
Before tonight, Lancaster's high run total for an inning was 3. They did that on opening night off Jay Goss. They now have 7 in the inning as Treese misses outside with a ball, 1-0. 2 down in the inning, 9-2 lead for Lancaster, top 6. Seems like this inning started an hour ago, and I might not be too far off with that. 14 hits in the game for Lancaster. They've also reached base 5 times this inning without a hit. 4 walks and a hit by a pitch. As Carlos Garcia swings freely and comes up empty, 1-1. Sanford walked, Galen walked. Walker just walked 2 batters ago. Frias walked as the second batter of the inning, his first time up in the inning. And Castile was hit by a pitch. Now a ground ball, Casilla dives, stops it, the throw to first, there will be no throw. An infield RBI single for Carlos Garcia. Now 8 runs in the inning for Lancaster, make it 10-2.
Now tonight, they are just finding every single hole. It's as simple as that. Sometimes that happens. And with their speed, again, that's a play. Casilla made a great play to get to it. A lot of guys he'll have a chance to throw out, but this Lancaster team built on speed. When they don't hit, they're not going to do a whole lot. You can't steal first base, but on a night where they're getting on base like this, it's tough to really settle them down.
13 hits last night, but they left 12 men on base. Tonight, not leaving guys on base. 10 runs and 15 hits as Treese misses low and inside to Sanford, who becomes the 13th man to hit in the inning. We're still in the top of the 6th inning. If you were joined on the broadcast an hour ago and you left to do something, maybe eat dinner, and you're back, we're still in this top of the 6th. It's 10-2 Lancaster. Chopper foul over towards the Revs dugout, first base side. 1-1.
Well, let's get it out of the way. Maybe this will be the most runs in an inning they allow all season.
So far, it's 8 runs in the inning in the top of the 6th for Lancaster. 10-2 lead. Here's the pitch from Treese. Fly ball foul into the seats down the left field line. The rain continues to come down. It's not coming down hard, but it is coming down. Mitch Atkins started this game for the Revs. He went 4, gave up just 2 runs. Josh Gimborowicz came out for the 6th, working into a 2nd inning in relief, but only got 1 out, gave up 5 of the runs that have scored this inning. The other 3 charged to Treese as he misses outside with 1-2-2 on the batter Sanford. Everybody in the Lancaster lineup has reached base at least once this inning. Everybody scored a run except Castile and Garcia. Now the pitch to Sanford, breaking ball that he lifts into right field, shallow. Casilla out, he can't make the play. Mitchell picks it up. Here's a throw to third. Cuevas cuts it off. An RBI single for Darian Sanford. He then goes to second on the throw from Mitchell. Moving up to third base on the play is Garcia. Frias scores. And the onslaught continues, make it 11-1. It's a 9-run inning for Lancaster.
It's unbelievable. That's just a bloop, but like I said, they're finding everything this inning and tonight. Casilla, to give you an idea of the conditions, he went out after that ball, slid for it, and he just kept sliding and didn't stop. And Mitchell trying to gun down Garcia going to third. Fortunately, that throw was a little high. Fortunately, it was catchable because that's a wet ball, and it certainly slipped some as he let go of it. Conditions are worse than what the forecast indicated they would be tonight. That's not the reason for the score totally, but it is. I don't think it's easy to play out there right now. Although Lancaster's finding a way to put up 16 hits.
11 runs on 16 hits, 9 runs in the 6th inning alone. And the next batter, Rico Noel, a chance to go 5 for 5. He's already got 3 singles and a double in this one. He scored 2 runs. He drove in the first run of this inning. That was a while ago. The pitch from Treese. Line drive, a hit into left center field. 5 for 5 is Noel. This one's going to go all the way to the warning track. The bases are going to be cleared. 2 runs come in to score. The left fielder Silva finally gets it in. The Barnstormers have put up 11 runs in the top of the 6th inning. They now lead 13-2, and whoever's operating that manual scoreboard out in left field is getting a workout in this half inning. Everything going wrong in the inning. Zach Treese came on to get the final 2 outs. Maybe a half hour ago himself. He's only gotten 1 so far.
That's every year you're going to have a couple like this. It's been a brutal inning.
Well, if the season ended today, Rico Noel would be your batting champ, your MVP. I don't know if there's a Silver Slugger award, he'd get it. And now the next batter, Blake Galen, who walked with the bases loaded earlier to drive in a run, takes a ball. At this point, somebody's just going to have to take the beating, and right now it's been Treese. 13-2 Lancaster. 17 hits on the board. There's a ball low and outside, 2-0.
Hopefully they spend all their hits tonight.
That's what I mean. At this point, it can't get much worse. If you're York, you figure, all right, let's just get it all out tonight. 1 run in the first for Lancaster, 1 in the second, and zeros from the 3rd through the 5th. 11 in the 6th. We're still in that top of the 6th inning. York's 2 runs came in the 2nd. That's it. Now Treese comes set out of the stretch. Slider misses low. It's 3-0. If you're just joining us, it was 2-2 in this ballgame coming into the 6th. It's now 13-2. There's a strike on 3-0. Galen taking all the way. You can't roll over innings during the regular season like you can in spring training. Otherwise, this would have been rolled over a good 40 minutes ago. The 3-1. Chopper up the middle. Dent to his right. He slides the throw to first in time. A dandy of a play from Ryan Dent. And the bleeding finally stops. 11 runs later, it's 13-2 Lancaster. The top of the 6th finally ends. We'll go to the bottom of the 6th and see what the Revs can do down 11. Michael Marcantonini and Darrell Henry, stick with us on Sports Radio 1350 WOYK.
Rutter's has all your favorite seafood options. Tavern battered cod sandwich, crispy fried shrimp with bada bing dipping sauce, flavorful crab and corn chowder, just to name a few. Rutter's Seafood. One try and you'll be hooked. Rutter's. Why go anywhere else for seafood?
Planning your summer vacation? Looking to take care of those long overdue home improvements? Hello, I'm Tara Hauser, Vice President of Marketing at First Capital Federal Credit Union. Make all your dreams come true with a home equity loan from First Capital FCU. For a limited time, take advantage of a 7-year home equity loan of $10,000 or more with an annual percentage rate as low as 3.99%. Visit firstcapitalfcu.com or stop by any branch to apply. First Capital, putting you first. Federally insured by NCUA. Equal housing lender.
First Capital Federal Credit Union.
Columbia Gas of Pennsylvania delivers natural gas to 423,000 customers. Our commitment is to do it reliably, efficiently, and most importantly, safely. If you smell, hear, or see any sign of a natural gas problem, evacuate immediately and call 911 from a safe location. The most obvious indication of a problem in your home would be a rotten egg odor. For more information on natural gas safety, visit ColumbiaGasPA.com. Columbia Gas of Pennsylvania, reminding you about natural gas safety.
Rutter's Hot Dog Extravaganza is here. Rutter's Kunzler hot dogs and brand new corn dogs are only 2 for $2. Our amazing Kunzler bacon wrapped cheddar dogs and sausages are only 2 for $4. Earn 2 cents on fuel for every deal purchased. Must scan rewards card. Rutter's, why go anywhere else?
You're on the home of the Atlantic League champion York Revolution. Sports Radio 1350 WOYK, York.
Bottom of the 6th from a rainy York, Pennsylvania. It's 13-2 Lancaster in the bottom of the 6th. 11 runs. The most ever that the Lancaster Barnstormers have scored in an inning came in the top of the 6th inning. Josh Kimborowicz started the inning, only got 1 out, gave up 5 of them. Zach Treese finally got the final 2 outs, gave up 6 of those runs. 13 runs on 17 hits for Lancaster, 2 runs on 5 hits for York. And they finally turned things over to the bottom half of the inning. It's Zach Wilson, Ruby Silva, Jose Tabata, 4-5-6 for York. New pitcher into the ball game is Steven Johnson, and he was warming up a good hour ago in the bullpen. He finally takes over for Nate Reed, who worked the first 5 in this one and is eligible for the win. I'm sure he's happy with that now that his team has given him an 11-run lead after he exits. Wilson almost hit by a pitch. A fastball from Johnson misses up and in. So Steven Johnson, the man out of the bullpen. 13-2 Lancaster, bottom 6. And the pitch from the right-hander misses outside. And Darryl, one of the worst innings in Revs history there in terms of opponent scoring.
Yeah, I hate to report that. Get it out of the way.
A fastball misses outside.
The Revs, it tied the 3rd most runs allowed in an inning in team history. They've allowed 12 in an inning twice, so 1 shy of the most. It's the most they've given up in an inning since 2010.
The 3-0 to Wilson. He swings and chops a high fastball out to short. Frias has it. Double pump to the glove over to first in time. And Wilson retired after getting the green light on 3-0.
For York, number 6, Ruby Silva.
So the line on Nate Reed is complete. He went 5 innings, gave up just the 2 runs. They were both earned. He looked really good, especially against the bottom of the Revs order. Gave up only 5 hits. Now Steven Johnson has gotten the first out of the bottom of the 6th. Here's Ruby Silva, who came in for Melky Mesa in the 3rd inning, batting for Mesa, who left the game. Appeared to come up lame running the bases on his double earlier. That's the assumption we get. Could have happened in the outfield. Either way, Mesa exited in the 3rd, and Silva took over. 13-2 Lancaster, bottom 6, the 1-0. Fouled out of play down the left field side. Lancaster with their biggest run-scoring inning in franchise history, putting up 11 in the top of the 6th here tonight. Rico Noel has been the star offensively. Well, really, it's tough to single anyone out because they've all been good, but Rico Noel, 5 for 5. He leads the league in hitting just with his 5 hits tonight. That's not to mention the other 4 he had over the first 2 games of this series. 3 last night, 1 the night before. 5 tonight, 2 doubles, 3 singles, 2 runs scored, 3 RBI, a stolen base, and I think that's it for Rico Noel. The pitch to Silva, ball outside on the fastball, it's 2-2. The Barnstormers had 7 hits in that 11-run inning. They ended up leaving a man on base, if you want to look at the positives. The Revs stranded a runner. But the Barnstormers also walked 4 times, and they had 1 hit by pitch in the inning. Silva strikes out swinging on an outside fastball. And the night's just not getting any better for York. Wilson swung at a 3-0 pitch that he grounded to short weakly. Silva, a rough at-bat there. He seemed to be gassed by that fastball. And now Jose Tabata, the designated hitter. He's provided the only runs for the Revs tonight, a 2 RBI double to left in the 2nd. That was it. Flew out to center in the 4th. 2 outs in the bottom of the 6th. The Revs only have 1 hit since the 3rd inning. That was a Casilla infield single. A breaking ball that catches the zone. 2 down in the inning. 0-2 count on Jose Tabata. Steven Johnson looking for a 1-2-3 inning. Revs trail by 11. Fastball misses high and outside. But last night the Revs were up 9-1 at one point. Not as lopsided as the 13-2 score tonight. The 1-2 to Tabata. Fly ball foul out of play down the right field side. Tabata went with the pitch, but that was well foul. The Revs had a 5-run first last night. Nothing compared to the 11-run sixth that the Barnstormers put on the board tonight. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. The pitch from Johnson, here it is. Curveball just inside. I thought that one was an easy strike 3 call from up here. That curveball had some serious break on it. Tabata was frozen.
Michael Williams flinched a little, but he's also been hit in the hand once or twice tonight. That might be why also.
The 2-2 pitch, another breaking ball that Tabata spoils into the Barnstormers dugout. Nobody on the top step anymore for the Barnstormers. Mark Mason, I believe Paul Fletcher, his pitching coach, still up towards the top. Everybody else in the Revs dugout back under cover with the rain.
It is not nice. This is a fireworks night for us, but not pleasant.
The Barnstormers brought those out.
Yeah.
13-2 lead for the Stormers. 2-2 the count on Tabata. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball outside. Tabata, a great job of working the count here in the at-bat. The Revs 2-0 to start the season. That's in jeopardy tonight. So they're down 13-2 here in the bottom of the 6th. Now Tabata, inside-out swing to right field, coming over to make the grab and end the inning is Kyle Waldrop, and the inning is over. So the Revs go down 1-2-3, a shutdown inning for Steven Johnson. The Barnstormers up 11. They lead 13-2. We go to the top of the 7th now. Daryl Henry taken back over on play-by-play. Don't go anywhere. You're listening to the Revs on Sports Radio 1350 WOYK.
You'll always hit it out of the park with great Best Yet products from your neighborhood SureSave stores. Like party platters with $18.93 deli items. Team up Best Yet hot dogs with Best Yet kettle cooked chips. And get Best Yet 12 packs of soda and Best Yet Rising Crust pizzas at Sobel's Markets in Shrewsbury, Stewartstown, Whiteford, and East York. And at Nell's Market Fresh Foods in Spry.
If you are facing retirement decisions, Smith, Mayer & Little Wealth Advisory Group can develop a customized retirement income plan. As specialists in retirement planning, we will guide you on Social Security benefits, 401k and retirement plan rollovers, pension choices, and distribution options. We can explain employer benefit plans and retirement systems such as PESERS and TIAA-CREF. Smith, Mayer & Little, a wealth of knowledge about wealth. Get to know us over a cup of coffee or visit us at financialjava.com.
Janney Montgomery Scott LLC, member NYSE, FINRA, and SIPC.
You trust AAA to work at every mile. But AAA doesn't just cover your car. They can also cover your home. AAA Home Insurance protects every square foot. And when you add AAA Home Insurance to AAA Auto Insurance, you get more protection and more savings. Insurance that's not just insurance. Talk to your local AAA insurance agent today or visit AAA.com to learn more about AAA Home Insurance.
Hi, this is Mark Mason. You're listening to York Revolution Baseball on the home of the Revs, Sports Radio 1350 WOYK.
Head of the 7th, 13-2 Lancaster. It only counts for one, though. Nick Baker will take over. Pitching change brought to you by Maple Donuts. He'll be the first reliever for the Revs to work in multiple games this season. He pitched an inning last night, allowed 2 runs. He was greeted with a double and a single, and then a pair of RBI groundouts brought those runs home. Revs had a big lead at the time and won the game 9-4. We had a thriller on opening night, and then the Revs a lopsided win last night. Barnstormers an even more lopsided lead tonight. as Joey Turdoslavich will lead things off. Crowd is really thinned out. It's pretty miserable. And Baker's first pitch is up high. Umbrellas are out. Folks are covered in ponchos. And temperature 59 degrees. Next one is up high, 2-0. 2014 was the last time the Revs were 2-0. And their first loss that year was at home against Lancaster in a rain-shortened 6 innings. Here's a ground ball skidding through the right side. It finds the hole. And Turdoslavich 3 for 4 in the night. And I maintain that that game in April of 2014 was the worst weather we've ever played in here. It was 40s and misting. And we started the game, only got 6 innings in. They scored like 7 runs in the first inning and won 9-2. But this one is not pleasant either.
Yeah, I'll take your word for it on that game. But this, yeah, not so fun tonight.
Here's Ryan. Sorry, Michael. Castile swings and misses.
No, you're all good. I was just saying, plenty of action tonight. Just nothing for the Revs going since that Tabata 2 RBI double.
0-1. And a swing and a miss, a slider. That's the 18th hit. And the Lancaster is racked up tonight. Castile's got 2 of them, 2 for 3 with a double. Also been hit by a pitch. Baker fires home, and it misses down and away. We do have a rain out on our York Mitsubishi out-of-town scoreboard. The Road Warriors and Somerset will play 2 tomorrow. 2 7-inning games beginning at 1 p.m. And the rain came in New Jersey around the scheduled start. Pitch is right there. Strike 3. A cutter freezes Castile. And there's 1 away. And there was all kinds of wind in central Jersey as well. And Mike Ashmore had a picture on Twitter of the tarp crew trying to get the tarp on, and a huge wind blown underneath it had it really high in the sky as they were trying to pull it across. Here's Kyle Waldrop, and he yanks a ground foul.
I'm sure Mike was having a ton of fun in central Jersey tonight.
As usual. I don't know if he'll be there for the twin bill tomorrow. He's covering all these Stanley Cup playoff games up and down the East Coast. Waldrop 0 for 4, an RBI on a fielder's choice. The 0-1, that's down and in. Other games, Sugarland leads New Britain 4-3 in the 6th. Skeeters winning 2-1 last night in Pete Incaviglia's debut. Long Island an 8-2 lead at Southern Maryland in the 7th after they had taken one on the chin last night. Pitch is bounced foul, first base side, a ball and 2 strikes. And here, it is 13-2 Lancaster in the 7th. Saw earlier today where a couple players have been signed away. Somerset pitcher Scott Copeland was signed by the Mets. Pitch is down and in. 2 balls, 2 strikes. And they had Brett Oberholzer picked up earlier in the week by the Rockies. And Sugarland had pitcher Jeff Johnson go to Mexico. 2-2. Ground ball pulled to second. Right there, Casilla feeds Dent across the bag. The turn, it's in time. 4-6-3 double play. Inning over. It's the 3rd double play turned by the Revs tonight, and their 4th on the young season. No runs, 1 hit, nobody left. Stretch time here at the bank. All Lancaster tonight. They lead at 13-2.
Everything you've worked for may be facing a hostile takeover, but step outside the boardroom and look around. Not taking care of business right now could leave you dealing with a hostile takeover by crabgrass later this summer. And broadleaf weeds are just beneath the surface, ready to take their share of your turf too. Prevent hostile takeovers. Call Heritage Lawn and Landscape Care and give your lawn a good, healthy start this year. Heritage Lawn can apply crabgrass pre-emergent and quality fertilizer now to fortify your lawn for later. HeritageLawnandLandscape.com. World-class care right in your backyard.
Remember rushing to the newspaper in the morning to read all about that Revs game from the night before? Was it? Yeah, that was a long time ago. We barely remember that too. Sports Radio 1350 is your home for local sports, and we're taking care of that news void in your life. Get your York Revolution game articles delivered right to your inbox every morning, courtesy of WOYK. Simply log on to YorkRevolution.com and click to sign up to receive daily game recaps right to your inbox. Keep up to date every day as the York Revolution go for another Atlantic League title. We're your source for local sports. Sports Radio 1350 WOYK. First in York, first in sports.
Money and business are essential to the strength of a community. So is cheering and celebration and music and fun. That's why York Revolution games, concerts, youth sports, special events, and more happen at a place called People's Bank Park. People's Bank has been serving York County for more than 150 years. Always cheering, always celebrating, always committed to the things that make York County great. And to you having a great time at People's Bank Park. People's Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Hi, this is Enoel Polanco, and you're listening to Your Revolution Baseball on the home of the Revolution, Sport Radio 1350 WOYK.
(13-2), Lancaster in front. Bottom 7, Steven Johnson stays in for them. Ryan Dent will lead off the inning. And the first pitch, swinging a fly ball straight away center, hit pretty deep, but it's going to be caught and dropped on the edge of the warning track in deep left center, and Dent rolls into second, standing up. There's a new center fielder out there. That does not appear to be Sanford, who went back on the ball, and it looked like he went a step too far, and it came down a little bit short of where he anticipated, and he dropped it.
It's a tough route, especially with the rain, and it's a tough ball to go back on. Ball hit that hard. The Revs catching a break there. It just might be too little too late, down 11.
Here's Tyler Clark. He swings and yanks a line drive. Base hit, his first with York. Down the line into the right field corner. Dent around to score, and Clark's in, standing with an RBI double. First hit with York. And it may not be much in the grand scheme of things tonight, but he's off the schneid. It's 13-3, and he wants the ball. They'll toss it to the Revs dugout. So that means a good bit to him, getting his first hit, extra base hit, RBI with his new club.
First hit at the first hit as a Rev, and one of those keepsakes. You know, he may be a guy that keeps his first hit with every team if he's been lucky enough to do that. I mean, it's not a good night for the Revs, down 10, but it's got to feel good for Clark after striking out in his first 5 at-bats of the season.
13-3, here's Witherspoon, and a slider stays high. What did you do, Michael? They were shut out your innings, and
2 straight nights. And then Lancaster puts up 11. Don't know what it is.
Well, maybe you'll get a 12-run inning tomorrow. Here's a line smash up the middle. Base hit for Witherspoon. Clark to third. He'll stop there. A missile hit right above the ground from Witherspoon. Just hovering above the turf. A low liner smashed up the middle. 3 straight hits to start the inning.
Nothing slowing Travis Witherspoon down. 2 strikeouts in his first 2 at-bats, and hard hit ball up the middle. A 3-game hit streak now for Spoon.
Now 5 for 10 to start the year. Here's Mitchell at the top of the order. And Spoony was slow in the preseason in terms of production. You were wondering what kind of start he would get off to. Pitch to Mitchell was outside. When the lights were turned on, he was certainly ready to go. Mitchell 0 for 2 tonight with a walk. Revs now with 8 hits. Here's the stretch from Steven Johnson. And the 1-0. Swinging a high fly ball toward the line in left. It was Walker originally in left. They've made some changes, and the catch is made just inside the line in left field, 1 down.
Second baseman.
I'm not sure if everybody is aware of those changes yet. They haven't been announced. Chris Rivera will pinch hit for Casilla.
I was about to say, Mace might be looking to get some of his bench guys in. Rivera, the last man off the bench that hasn't had an at-bat yet this season. Good time to get Chris into the ballgame. A younger guy playing in his first Atlantic League season. Good to see Mace getting him an AB right here.
Rivera, one of the most versatile guys on the team. Did a lot of catching in spring training before Cruz had gotten here. Plays all the infield spots. First pitch in the dirt. Goes to the backstop. Clark hustling home and no throw. He scores sliding. It'll be a wild pitch. Witherspoon up to second. Castile back to grab it as it rebounded off the padding. But when he slid to pop up and throw to Johnson covering, he realized it was too late and just held on to it. 13-4.
Slowly and surely, I guess, chip away. Bottom 7, still at bats in the 8th and 9th for the Revs. Down only 9 now, and I say only because, you know, it was just 11. We've seen stranger things.
1 ball, no strikes on Rivera. He's just 23 years old. Pitch to him, swings and chips one on the ground to short. Frias steps up, gloves it, guns it, got him by a step. It was hit slowly. Witherspoon able to leg it out, going up to third base on the play, even with the ball hit in front of him. He's there with 2 outs. And Jose Cuevas to the plate. Tomorrow, 1 p.m., we'll be on at 12:40. For Sunday afternoon game of the year. Special appearance from Olympian Summer Britcher. And a whole lot more. Bark in the Park, giveaways for dogs. We'll tell you about it before our broadcast is through. Pitch to Cuevas, a breaking ball. It swoops in for a strike. Cuevas tonight 1 for 3 with an infield hit. 13-4, Lancaster here in the 7th. The 0-1. Swing and a miss. He helped him out that time. Ended up being a slider away. There was a balloon hovering over right field, and I think Luke Westfall just made a leaping snag of it down in the Revs bullpen.
Oh boy, Luke, way to be.
I think that was him way down toward the corner. There's the 0-2. Swing and a miss. Johnson doubles up on the slider and finishes off the frame. Revs scored twice, though, on 3 hits and 1 left. We'll go to the 8th. Lancaster 13, York 4.
Hear that? It's the sound of summer. Sound nice? Call Kona Ice. We do it all. Schools, sporting events, parties, both corporate and birthday. You name it, we'll be there. We bring the party to you. If you need a little bit of fun in your life, we're the shaved ice truck for you. Oh, and we fundraise too. This summer, cool down with Kona Ice. Give us a call at 1-800-KONA-ICE or visit us online at www.kona-ice.com. Kona Ice. Flavor our world.
What's the simplest, easiest, freest way to get in shape? Walking! That natural walking motion is great for almost everybody, but not every shoe is great for walking.
Flying feet.
Flying Feet Sports Shoes carries the shoes designed to function best, whether you're out for an invigorating stroll or you're humming along at a serious fitness pace. Walking and fitness shoes that'll do the trick, including a variety of widths and hard-to-find sizes. Walk with name brands like New Balance, Saucony, Brooks, and Accelero. For intense fitness workouts, try shoes from Asics, New Balance, Rika, Saucony, and 361. Flying Feet's selection is great, and the service is even better. With personal attention many stores are lacking. Some stores sell shoes, Flying Feet fits them. So take life in stride and do it in style with comfortable walking shoes and fitness shoes from the Sportswear Specialty Store without specialty prices. Flying Feet Sports Shoes.
Flying Feet.
1511 Mount Rose Avenue, York, just off exit 18 of I-83.
This is Hall of Famer Jim Palmer. You're listening to York Revolution Baseball on Sports Radio 1350 WOYK. First in York, first in sports.
Go to the 8th, 13-4. Lancaster with the lead. Chris Rivera will stay in and play second base, his first game played. Rain continues to come down on a 59-degree night. Weather brought to you by Heritage Lawn and Landscape Care, although they didn't bring this. They wouldn't want to be responsible for this weather. Tom Bechtel, their president, was here tonight addressing the crowd first pitch. They sponsored the T-shirt giveaway tonight. And you can hear him on our station during the day with the Heritage Lawn and Landscape Care lawn care tip of the day. Tom, a great Revs fan, had a table out front tonight as well. And again, he is not responsible for this weather. As Nick Baker will stay on for the 8th. Keenan Walker to lead off. Tonight, 1 for 2, an infield hit, 2 walks, and 3 runs scored. And Baker's first pitch of the inning is a little bit high.
Well, he's been good in the first 2 games of this series, too, when coming in late in the game, has Walker. And tonight he's been aggressive on the base path. He's been good putting the ball in play.
Here's a foul hit the other way, out of play down the left field side. 1 ball, 1 strike. Nick Baker, who has spent off-season substitute teaching. He fires inside, that missed. He's from Palm Springs, California, now lives in Bakersfield.
It's not a bad gig during the off-season. They pay pretty well for substitute teachers.
Number 10, Chris Rivera.
His parents are both longtime teachers. He was subbing at his mom's school at one point as he misses down low, 3-1. Lives in Bakersfield with his wife. He went to Cal State Chico, has a degree in business marketing. 3-1, and a swing and a foul tip at the plate. And he wasn't sure if pro baseball was going to happen. He actually had a summer internship as a team manager at Target in Sacramento lined up before the Diamondbacks drafted him. He was a 29th round pick, 2014. He's been to AAA for 3 outings, mostly high A. Now ready. They play Walker the other way. Pitch is inside on him, and he swings through it. Strikeout for Nick Baker. Walker got tied up and couldn't really get a full swing on that. 1 down.
Baker looks good tonight, and that's a good sign. Last night a little shaky, gave up the 2 runs. But we both liked what we saw from Nick in the preseason. We talked about it on a couple of occasions. He will strike guys out at times. At a preseason outing where he struck out 4 in 2 innings, and he's got 2 tonight. Good to see Nick bounce back here on getting a back-to-back night outing.
Here's Vladimir Frias, 2 for 3 with a double, 2 ribbies, 2 runs, and a walk. First pitch is up high. Baker was drafted out of high school by the Dodgers, but went to college. He fires, swing and a miss. Cutter there. In high school, he also played basketball, and he told us that he was a member of the Beanbag Toss Club. He fires, and it's beaten foul against Frias's foot.
It's the beanbag toss, I guess, now mostly known as cornhole these days, unless it was something different.
I guess. That's all I could
It's an interesting club. My high school didn't have a beanbag toss club.
Unless he made it up just to mess with us. Could see that.
I could definitely see that.
It's the 1-2. Swinging a ground ball. That'll find the right side hole. A base hit for Frias, his 3rd of the night.
Well, who hasn't gotten a base knock through that hole tonight? I mean,
they've worn it out.
They really have. And Vladimir Frias came into the night hitting 400. Give him 3 more hits. He's also walked. He's been on base 4 times. I mean, what about Vlad Frias? Was on base 3 times on opening night. 2 walks and a hit by a pitch, and then last night, double and a single. So he's now been on base safely, I think, was that 9 times? 9 times this season.
Here is Carlos Garcia. Pitch from Baker, swings and fouls it back. This will certainly inflate some of those team stat rankings when the stats come out tomorrow from the league. And it'll take a few games to normalize those again after an early season game like this. But again, it is just one game. The 0-1. Slapped on the ground at short, Dent right there. Feeds Rivera the turn. It is in time. 6-4-3. The 4th double play turn by the Revs tonight. Hit sharply, but right at Dent. And thus, that would be tailor-made. No runs, 1 hit, nobody left. We go to the bottom of the 8th inning. Still Lancaster 13, York 4.
Hey, it's the good-looking genius at Broadway Transmission. You know what really grinds my gears? Perfectly good cars being thrown away just because the transmission went bad. My mind slips into overdrive when someone says,
I'll just get a new car before I spend that kind of money on a transmission.
What? According to Kelley Blue Book, the average price of a new car is $32 grand. Now you're going to finance that, right? There's another $6 to $8 grand. And if you drive it off the showroom floor, it loses 20% of its value immediately. Don't forget, you also have to pay sales tax, higher insurance rates, title and registration fees, and come up with $600, $700, $800 a month depending on your interest rates for 5 years. And remember, you will still have to pay for the upkeep of the car. Brakes, tires, wipers, fluids, etc. Stop! Trade your transmission, not your car.
Thanks, good-looking genius.
You're welcome, ma'am. Broadway Transmission. We'll get your shift together and save you all that dough. Visit us on the web at BroadwayTrans.com or stop in and see how it's done.
The York County Solid Waste Authority is a proud sponsor of Go Green Night at the York Revolution on June 9th. The first 2,000 fans through the gate will receive a free eco-friendly cloth shopping tote. We call foul on plastic bags, and you should too. Visit www.ycswa.com for more earth-friendly tips. That's www.ycswa.com. Garbage is power.
Local sports on WOYK are brought to you by Maple Donuts, York's great-tasting family tradition.
Hi, I'm Joel Embiid of the Philadelphia 76ers. Catch Sixers basketball all season on Sports Radio, 1350 WOYK, first in York, first in sports.
Bottom of the 8th, it's 13-4 Lancaster. Right-hander Kevin Munson, the new pitcher for the Barnstormers. Pitching change brought to you by Maple Donuts. At least I believe he is. They had him up in the bullpen last inning. Yeah, that is him. Now they put him up on the sideboard. And Zach Wilson will lead things off. Wilson, Silva, Tabata here in the 8th. Wilson tonight, 1 for 2, single run walk. Tomorrow we'll be on at 12:40. Game at 1. Dominic Severino against Brooks Hall. Bark in the Park, presented by East York Veterinary Center. Dollar Dog Day, courtesy of Hatfield Quality Meats. Magnet schedule giveaway to the first 1,500. But wait, there's more.
There's always more.
First pitch to Wilson is down low. A dog bandana giveaway to the first 150 dogs. Don't want them left out. Plus treat bags courtesy of the Boys Barking Bakery to the first 100 dogs.
Think there's going to be 150 pups in here tomorrow?
Could be. Had about that in the past. There's a swing and a miss. And for the humans, it's a Sunday fun day with a pregame autograph session, catch on the field, postgame kids run the bases, first time this year. 1-1, swing and a miss, a slider, and a special appearance from Olympian Summer Britchard. Tickets on sale 24/7 at YorkRevolution.com or during the day, 717-801-HITS or at the ticket office. Munson fires And it's down and away. His first appearance of the year.
You know, to be honest, I thought you were going to say special appearance by Boomer, our team dog. I was, you know, once you said dogs, you know, I'm thinking in my head, is Boomer going to be there?
Every night's a special appearance from Boomer.
I haven't seen him yet. I mean,
every night he's here.
Okay, all right.
Here's a swing and a miss. And Munson gets Wilson on strikes. One down here in the bottom of the 8th. Then again, Michael, we're always in this little room here.
Yeah. Well, I'm a big fan of Boomer, so anytime he's in attendance, I'll go out of my way to say hello.
Yeah, I see him more so during the off season when he's in at the office.
Right.
We don't get out much here. There's Ruby Silva, who's struck out both times. Came in the 3rd inning. Malky Mesa exited. First pitch from Munson is a fastball strike. Mesa doubled and scored in the 2nd, and can only speculate that he felt something on that trip around the bases and left the game. Munson with the 0-1 swing, and it's tipped foul behind the plate. 13-4 Lancaster here in the 8th, looking for their first win of the year. Revs off Monday, and then we'll host the Road Warriors Tuesday at 6:30, and Wednesday for a day-night doubleheader, 11 a.m. for baseball and education day, and then 6:30 p.m. 0-2. Swing and a miss. Munson came in with heat and tied up Silva on the swing. He struck out his first 2.
Munson looks good.
He does, and Silva, who was supposed to have a night off, has ended up striking out 3 times. Tough night for him. There's Jose Tabata. 1 for 3 tonight, 2-run double in the 2nd inning. First pitch, that's down and away. Munson last year, 59 games for Lancaster, 2-3 with a 3.43 ERA. The year before, he was in 12 games with Lancaster and signed with Seattle. Went right to AAA Tacoma from there. Former 4th-round pick of the Diamondbacks. He had made it as high as AAA with Arizona as well. It's the 1-0, swing and a miss. He's been at the AAA level parts of 4 years. Reno and Tacoma. Now fires, and a slider bends through for strike 2. 1-2. Munson pitched at James Madison University in college. And the pitch, swinging a foul back over the roof. In high school, in Virginia, he also ran and swam.
Not a combination of high school sports play that you see from baseball players, swimming and running.
1-2. Strike 3 called. A cutter that started at Tabata and tailed back. He leans back, hangs around the plate for a little discussion, and Munson strikes out the side in order. A good season debut for him. That'll send us to the 9th tonight. Lancaster in front, 13-4.
There's a lot of talk out there about good health care. We all want a good plan. But step outside and take a good look at all those beautiful trees and shrubs in your yard. Do you have a plan to maintain their good health? Heritage Lawn and Landscape Care has a veteran staff of 12 fully licensed and trained tree health care professionals to rely on, including 10 certified arborists and 3 PA certified horticulturalists. So don't let your trees and shrubs fend for themselves against Mother Nature. Visit heritagelawnandlandscape.com and get world-class care right in your backyard.
Donegal offers car and homeowners insurance at rates that are very competitive. So competitive that Donegal's car insurance rates are among the lowest in the state. And if you insure your car and home with Donegal, Donegal will take up to an additional 10% off their already low rates. Donegal, a better value. Contact Coatman Kunkel Insurance at 717-854-0300 or stop in at 3217 East Market Street, York. Locally owned and operated by Pam and Rudy Kochman. Coatman Kunkel Insurance.
Remember when an app was listen only? Oh yeah, that was kind of us, wasn't it? Well, we have a new app. Download the new WOYK app on the Apple and Google Play stores and take Sports Radio 1350 on the go like never before. Listen on the go like always, and now get easier access to archived games and programs on demand. Watch WOYK game broadcasts on YouTube and so much more. Search the new WOYK on the Apple and Google Play stores and download today. It's not just an app, it's a lifestyle. Sports Radio 1350. First in York, first in sports.
Hi, this is Dan Patrick. Join me weekday mornings at 9 on Sports Radio 1350 WOYK.
Head of the ninth inning, Frank DiGiulio Jr. will take over for the Revs. Pitching change brought to you by Maple Donuts. It is 13-4 Lancaster. DiGiulio was in on opening night, a scoreless seventh inning that night in the 4-3 win, and I think he projects as a late inning guy in close games. First pitch here, got a piece of Hibbert, who was in the game, and he is the center fielder that was the mystery man, or the left fielder who was the mystery man. Either way, he's on base. But DiGiulio, in the middle of the season, if they're down like this, you probably wouldn't have a late inning guy that you use in close games but here early in the season, no matter the score, guys need their work. There is Tyler Bortnick, who came in. First pitch, that almost hit him, so DiGiulio missing inside on his first two.
Not a good start to the night for Frankie DiGiulio. Already had a hit batter earlier in the game. Treese hit a guy, so that's number 2.
On the 1-0, down and in. The command in general for everybody has been a bit of a challenge tonight, and perhaps the conditions have a big role in that. Not pleasant. The 2-0, swinging a chopper left side. That'll be hit number 20, right between third and short. They've found every hole, and now they find that one again. Tyler Bortnick with the base hit. His first of the year. He had been 0 for 8 with 4 strikeouts the first 2 nights.
And I'm shocked that Rico Noel was taken out of this game when he was 5 for 5. How do you take a guy out hitting 5? I mean, I get it. You want to keep your better players healthy, get them out of the game, get some new guys in. But when you're 5 for 5, you're hot. Surprised he's out of the ball game.
That spot of the order is now 6 for 6. Here's Galen. First pitch is a called strike, outside corner. Galen 1 for 4, double, walk, 2 RBIs. His RBI double in the first tonight gave him the Lancaster career record in RBIs, all to himself. The 0-1, swings and pops it up. And Wilson coming down from first. Clark over from catcher. It's Wilson near the Revs dugout who calls and catches. And that's out number 1.
We are sorry to announce that due to the weather conditions, we have been forced to cancel tonight's fireworks display. However, we appreciate you hanging in there with us, and your ticket stub from tonight's game may be traded in the ticket office.
I think they just announced that the fireworks for tonight will be postponed, so folks will be able to exchange their tickets from tonight for one later in the season based on availability in person at the ticket office.
It doesn't look like there's enough people for a fireworks show to happen.
Yeah, it's a brutal night.
Everybody's at least under cover or gone by now.
Here's Terdoslavich, who takes low. Well, I think the pregame rain limited those who came to begin with, and now those that were here have almost all left. Here's the 1-0. That missed off the plate away.
It's not a nice night to sit in the stands, unfortunately. And earlier in the day, around midday, noon to 1 o'clock, it was 70s and sunny. A beautiful day. That changed in a hurry.
And DeJulio's set. And the 2-0 backdoor slider called strike. I think tomorrow will be on the cooler side, but pleasant, sunny, no chance of rain from what I had seen. And then this coming week, no chance of rain, and it's going to be quite warm. Here's the 2-1. And a backdoor slider just missed. DeJulio perturbed, asking where that was. Michael Williams might have missed one there. Here's the stretch. The 3-1. Swinging a shot at second. Rivera knocks it down, goes to second, and Dent had it bounce off his glove, and everybody's safe. He had to reach for it a little bit, but he reacted like he never got a good look at that throw coming. It looked like it surprised him in some fashion. It'll be a fielder's choice and an error on Dent on the drop, and that is the Revs' first error all season.
Well, it was a good streak up until this point. No errors are going to happen. I'm surprised that there were no errors in that 11-run inning.
Here's Castile, who went around on a check swing. Coming in today, the Revs and New Britain, the only teams without an error. Pitch is tapped down to third. Cuevas has it to his left, goes to second, and Rivera can't get rid of the turn, has to hold on to it. So they get one out on the play. A run scores 14-4. RBI fielder's choice for Castile.
Number 10,
Well, Lancaster, we talked about coming into the game, they've struggled to manufacture runs. Well, not tonight. Pretty much everybody on base has scored at some point. Another good job there, just putting the ball in play, making the defense have to turn a double play there, and it didn't happen.
First and third for Waldrop. And DeJulio deals down and in. Waldrop 0 for 5, RBI on a fielder's choice in the 6th. Lancaster had a run in the first, a run in the second. Revs tied it on a 2-run Tabata double in the second. Stayed tied until the 6th when Lancaster put up 11. It's the 1-0. And a slider bends through for a called strike. Mitch Atkins tonight, his first start, 4 innings, 2 runs, got better as he went. But it was the one really bad inning that changed the game. It's the pitch, that's outside, 2 balls and a strike. First and third with 2 outs. The stretch. DeJulio with the 2-1. And a foul tip straight into the screen. DeJulio from Fort Lauderdale now lives in Hudson, Florida. 28 years old. And with Bridgeport last year, an ERA under 4. The year before that, it was under 2 between Long Island and Bridgeport. He fires. Swing, and it's tapped foul over toward the Revs dugout. 4th straight year in the league for him. Saw him earlier today, and he said that he is happier than he's ever been to be able to come here to York. He absolutely loves it here.
Seems to be a common theme with the newcomers. Really like it here from times they've played in the past, and that's a good sign.
Pitch is down low. Waldrop trying to check. Appeal out towards short, and they say he held off. Julio a little bit frustrated there again. He thought he had him to go. It'll be a full count, and Castile will get to move on the pitch here. Now ready. And here it comes. Swinging a chopper right side. Rivera to his left, backs up a step, plays the hop, and throws to first. Inning over. 1 run scores for the Barnstormers. 1 hit, 1 error, and 2 men left. Bottom of the 9th, it's Lancaster 14, York 4.
You'll always hit it out of the park with great Best Yet products from your neighborhood SureSave stores. Like party platters with $18.93 deli items. Team up Best Yet hot dogs with Best Yet kettle cooked chips. And get Best Yet 12 packs of soda and Best Yet Rising Crust pizzas at Saubles Markets in Shrewsbury, Stewartstown, Whiteford, and East York. And at Nell's Market Fresh Foods in Spry.
Remember rushing to the newspaper in the morning to read all about that Revs game from the night before? Yeah, that was a long time ago. We barely remember that too. Sports Radio 1350 is your home for local sports, and we're taking care of that news void in your life. Get your York Revolution game articles delivered right to your inbox every morning, courtesy of WOYK. Simply log on to YorkRevolution.com and click to sign up to receive daily game recaps right to your inbox. Keep up to date every day as the York Revolution go for another Atlantic League title. We're your source for local sports. Sports Radio 1350 WOYK. First in York, first in sports.
Celebrate the history of our national pastime at the National Baseball Hall of Fame and Museum in Cooperstown. See priceless treasures that will bring your baseball memories to life. Find stories that will inspire and surprise. Cooperstown is where you, your family, and your friends can relive baseball's greatest moments and honor the all-time greats of the game. See all that the Hall of Fame and Museum has to offer and plan your family visit today at baseballhall.org.
This is Hall of Fame third baseman Brooks Robinson. You're listening to York Revolution Baseball on the home of the Revs, Sports Radio 1350 WOYK.
Bottom of the 9th, lefty John Anderson, the new pitcher for Lancaster. Pitching change brought to you by Maple Donuts, 14-4. Anderson was in the game Thursday night, an inning and a third scoreless in that one. He will make his second appearance of the season. Again, Lancaster, like York, has 10 relievers on the lineup card. They have 5 lefties. And Anderson in here will face Ryan Dent first. Dent tonight 1 for 3, a double and a run back in the 7th. First pitch is taken high. And the Revs looking at a 2-1 start, barring a 10-run 9th. And they will try to make it a series win tomorrow. There's the 1-0. That's downstairs. Anderson's 6'2" lefty. He's been to AAA with Toronto. His second year in Lancaster. Here's the 2-0 pitch. That is a fastball strike. In and down on Dent, but evidently had the plate. Last year, Anderson 3-1 with an ERA of 3 for the Barnstormers. Now fires, and a changeup outside. He's got a brother that's in the Cardinals system, Will Anderson. And John from California in high school, he was a teammate of Brad Bergeson, former Rev and Barnstormer and Oriole. Pitch is foul tip to the screen, 3-2. Bergeson now the pitching coach for the Lakewood Blue Claws in the Phillies system. He retired after last year, now coaching. Anderson also a teammate of Brandon Crawford of the Giants in high school.
Gold Glove winner right there.
That team must have been good. And the 3-2. And a little low. Dent works his way on. Leadoff walk.
Well, Dent extends his on-base streak. Well, he already extended his on-base streak to 3 games earlier the night. Didn't have a hit yesterday, but walked. Now on base for the second time tonight. His approach at the plate's been good.
Here's Tyler Clark, 1 for 3, RBI double in the 7th and a run scored. And he'll bat right-handed again, facing a lefty. First pitch is fouled back off the top of the netting. Tyler Clark, when he was in college, he was a Division II Gold Glove winner. Attended Dominican College in Orangeburg, New York. He's from Connecticut. Here's the 0-1. Swing and a miss. Anderson changing speeds on him.
Tyler Clark's a cool story. Goes to a small college that not a lot of people know about. Baseball in the Northeast tends to get more love out into the Southwest or anywhere south in the country. And then undrafted, works his way up to AAA. Now and into indie ball.
Now ball high and away, 1-2. Anderson the stretch. And the pitch. That misses high. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Again, Clark off the schneid with that double in the 7th inning. First hit, first RBI with York. He was in 52 games for Lancaster last year. The 2-2. Swing and he rips it at short, but Frias is there to his right. Off balance throw to second, 1. The turn not in time. Clark beats out the attempted double play. Then he'll take Dent's spot at first with 1 out. Good effort from Frias. And I think it's Bortnick who went straight into second, a straight switch, I believe.
That's what it looks like.
Now he can play second in addition to third. Seen him there before. Now here's Witherspoon, 1 on, 1 out. First pitch, he watches it low. Spoon tonight, 1 for 3, now 5 for 10 on the year. Pitch, swings and fouls it back. So I believe that Hibbert went straight into center for Sanford and Bortnick straight to second base for Noel.
Yep. Making it easier on us, not moving guys around.
What a relief. Here's the 1-1. Swinging a line drive base hit right center. Witherspoon another seed. Clark will stop at second base, and Spoon 2 for 4 tonight, and now 6 for 11 to begin the season.
3 straight multi-hit games for Spoon. Heck of a start for him. And it's not just hits, they're hard-hit balls, and that's something that's going to bode really well for this Revs team, especially in the 9-hole. If you can expect, and maybe not expect it every night, but if you can get that production out of your 9-hitter, the way Spoon's playing right now, that's going to be huge because not only are teams not going to want them to turn the lineup over, they're not going to want to get to that 9-hole.
Here's Mitchell at the top, left on left. Anderson to the plate, and a swing and a miss. He chased up high. Mitchell 0 for 3 with a walk. One area where he was so good last year, for a time he had struggled against left-hand pitchers, but really improved in that department last season. Facing the lefty Anderson, who deals, and a slider called strike. One of Mitchell's outs tonight was a rocket to first base off Reed, but it was caught. Nate Reed is in line for the win here. Now ready, and the 0-2, that's up high. Fastball at 92 miles an hour. Clark at second, Witherspoon at first with 1 out here in the 9th.
Long night at the park, but the Revs not ready to go home. Trying to put a rally together with 1 down.
Anderson home with it. Just outside, 2-2. Good eye from Mitchell. They certainly are not giving at bats away. Down runs, they're up there battling. Here's the 2-2. Swing, and he fouls this one off down the left field side. These two teams facing one another in the opposite rivals' home openers. Revs will be at Lancaster next weekend for their first road series. On the stretch from Anderson, another 2-2 on the way. And a breaking ball down and outside. Mitchell works it full. Chris Rivera on deck, awaiting his second at bat. Already made Anderson throw 20 pitches this inning. Here's the 3-2. Swing and a miss. Fastball down in the zone at 91 to get him. 2 outs. Barnstormers an out away from their first win of the year. And Chris Rivera will be the batter. Had his first at bat in the 7th inning, grounded out to short.
Defensively, the ball found him a few times in the field. Not nearly as smooth as Alexi Casilla, but he held his own out there.
Big swing and a miss, first pitch.
Some rowdy Lancaster fans in attendance. They're still here.
The 0-1, that's up high. You find him?
I can't see him, and I don't know how many of them there are.
I'd rather hear construction equipment.
Yeah, I was a bigger fan of the hammering in Southern Maryland.
There's a fastball called strike, 1-2. I'll take the jackhammer at Somerset too.
Yeah.
Anderson the stretch. And the 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Took a little off down low, and he gets Rivera to end it. Scoreless 9th inning for the lefty. No runs on 1 hit and 2 left for the Revs. Final tonight, Lancaster 14, York 4. Stay tuned. Post-game show follows next.
This is the Dan Patrick Show.
Guys ready? Come on! Sixers head coach Brett Brown joins us. People forget what you went through, and we had you on during this process. Did you ever have one of those, or the last time you had one of those moments where you just, you know what, it got to you, where you just said, I just don't know if I'm going to see the light at the end of the tunnel?
I mean, during the 10-win season, and, you lost 26 in a row, I think during that period of time, you wondered, times, was it something that you thought you were signing up for? I did feel comfortable and confident we were working on the correct things, my version of what I think a culture is. But when the last time I spoke with you, compared to where we are now, that seems like a long time ago.
You went from 10 to 52 wins in 2 years. That's pretty incredible there.
The Dan Patrick Show. First in York, first in sports. Sports Radio 1350 WOYK. Can't get enough of the Birds? WOYK has you covered. Join us all season on Mondays at 6 for the Baltimore Baseball Show, hosted by award-winning Orioles and National Baseball writer Dan Connolly from BaltimoreBaseball.com. Exclusive in-depth interviews, plus the latest insight and analysis on the Orioles every week. Talking baseball with the Birds, Mondays at 6. The Baltimore Baseball Show on Sports Radio 1350 WOYK. First in York, first in sports.
This hour on WOYK is brought to you by Maple Donuts. Quality you can see.
Final final tonight. Barnstormers win it 14-4. We welcome you to the post-game show. Daryl Henry back with Michael Mark Antonini. Revs are now 2-1, and they will go for the series win tomorrow. And Michael, that's the bottom line tonight. It was an ugly one, but it